the associates gather on the stand. The trial's a circus, but I've got a plan. Not a grifter, still worse than Dan. Hopscotch squares, don't trip, don't fall. BK in a felony, I've heard it all. Shake it, magic 8 ball. Tell me the truth, will justice call? Me be the diva, she's running the show. Tooth Capone and Meg, yeah, everybody knows. That we're fat, well, nobody knows. What the corn echoes as the chaos grows. My credibility left in a vehicle. Hopscotch squares, don't trip, don't fall. BK in a felony, I've heard it all. Shake it, magic 8 ball. Tell me the truth, will justice call? What the corn echoes as the chaos grows. My credibility left in a vehicle.
What is up, everyone? Happy Tuesday. We made it through another day. Now we're here to hang out with each other. Gabby, good evening, associates.
Yes.
Oh, by the way,
Hello.
I keep forgetting to say, and I feel really bad. When on the opening video, when it has Tooth Capone and Meg up there, Mr. Gabby actually made Tooth Capone for me almost a couple of years ago now. But so, do you remember him? Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did, but I wasn't thinking of that. So, but thanks.
I was like, gotta give credit where credit's due, and I would go be like, dang it, you forgot again. Like, such a jerk.
I wasn't thinking. I'm just sitting here singing the song the whole time. So
yeah, I'm just like, dang it, I forgot again. I felt bad, but now I've taken care of it. So tell Mr. Gabby, thank you again. And I appreciate it.
How are
What's
you?
up, Bri? Covering ICU and trauma alerts. Yuck. But I do agree with Frank that we do need more people like Bri.
Yeah.
What's up, Ronnie? Senorita Bonita. So Gabby said. What's up, Holly? Good to see you. It's been a minute. And hello, Frank. Good evening, everyone. Wow, here's a stranger in town. What's up, Puddletown? Let's see, we got Chloe. Hello, Chloe. What's up, Flash Fan? I'm great. I can't speak for anybody else. I think Carmen's had a spork-free day.
It was sport-free, but it was still interesting.
Well, every day's going to be interesting. Aw, thanks, Puddletown.
Somebody said the magic words, and they got put in his unaliving prevention gown and cell real quick.
Magic words will get you in a magic suit.
And then he started crying.
As they do.
Well, at least you didn't ask if they wanted to see a magic trick.
I was getting there. What I don't like dealing with is number 2.
Ew.
Oh.
It was everywhere.
Yeah.
I've dealt with that. It's not fun.
I have not had to deal with it with adults. I dealt with it with little kids, and that was enough. But anyways, I digress.
Well, Frank, I would have if my neighbors wouldn't have decided to start lighting fireworks off and then not stopping until about 11:30.
Oh.
She's good, Puddletown. She's just tired from her new job.
I'm fine. I'm just tired.
Flash Fan, I hope you feel better. Get some rest. Lurk away.
Eat some chicken. I'll make you feel better.
Night, muffin.
Okay, so I did a recap last night. I'm not going to do it because yesterday's testimony completely changed my mind about what the state said in their opening. So if you are new to this trial, we are covering a 2006 trial out of Craig, Alaska, which is a small island town, not like, Hawaiian Islands. It's in Alaska, and the Prince of Wales. And it is a 16-year-old Rachelle Waterman is on trial for allegedly conspiring to unalive her mother with her two ex-boyfriends who were 24 when they dated Rachelle. Not at the same time that we know of. Dated one first. They broke up, and he's like, "Here's my friend," and she's like, "Okay." And then they dated. What's up, Zach? I kind of hope
Oh,
Bree
no.
shows up.
I was just gonna say, oh no.
Really kind of hope that Bree shows up. But anyway,
I think she answered him.
oh, she did, because I'm like, I sent her a
Yeah.
screen. And then I saw her, like, I can't believe you didn't reply. Then she was like, oh, okay, I'll reply. So Rochelle was like I said, she was 16 years old. She was a good student. She was a volleyball player. She was in honor choir. Her mom was a special education teacher. Her dad was a real estate person at that time. I don't know what he did before that because he hadn't been in real estate very long. I'm not bringing up the Girl Scouts. Just yeah. Anyways, nothing nefarious with the Girl Scouts. I just cannot word it without it sounding bad.
Although it was funny to watch you try.
I was just trying again. I'm mad at myself for bringing it up. And she was a blogger. So we're talking early 2000s. The crime happened in 2004. She had a blog called My Crappy Life where she would complain what a typical 16-year-old teenager would complain about. She complained about her life in Craig, Alaska, a town of 2,000. She called the place hell. She complained about her mother, but she made abuse allegations against her mother that so far we have not seen. There's been no, they have not found, I'm getting all tongue-tied here. We have not seen any evidence that they actually happened. So this is kind of where everything starts to get out of control. Rachelle is dating a man named Jason Arendt. She had previously dated Brian Radel. Brian Radel, we heard some of his testimony last night. This is everything changed for me last night. I think Rachelle, this is just my opinion, started telling Jason these stories about her mom abusing her and things like that because her mom was like, this isn't happening. You're not dating these men are too old for you to be dating. You're 16, they're 24. No. Jason sounds like he's just the few things we have heard about him. He sounds very controlling and manipulative. So again, this is just my personal opinion that Jason was the driver of everything that happened. I do believe that Rachelle was telling him things because I think it got her attention from Jason. And then Jason went and told Brian. And then, so the state laid out in its opening statement that Rachelle was involved in the planning of the unaliving of her mom. She did not carry out the plan. She was not there when it happened, but that she knew it was going to happen, that they had came up with like 3 different plans, and that her dad was in Juneau and Rachelle was in Anchorage the weekend that Brian and Jason unalived her mom. And the state said in their openings that gave her the perfect alibi. She wasn't in town. And laid out all this stuff. We had Brian Radel on the stand for over 2 hours last night on direct examination. The state never, ever once tied Rachelle to the planning. In fact, it was just the opposite. It was just Brian and Jason. according to Brian, and the state never pushed to bring Rachelle in. Like, she knew, right? She was in on this planning. I do think he asked if Rachelle was in on the planning and one time, and Brian said no. And the state said, "Oh, so you kept her out of it." Yeah.
I thought that was when he said he was trying to take the rap for everything.
And he did try to take the rap for everything. He got screwed.
I know, but I'm saying I thought that's when he said no.
I don't know, because I don't remember that. I just remember that the state asking the question and him saying, "Yeah, we tried to keep her out of everything." But he never said that she was there, that she was in on the planning. He never said she knew anything. He said his only contact was never with her on any of it. It was with Jason. When Jason brought in his grabbed a force multiplier to go off Lauri Waterman one day, Brian stopped him. That had nothing to do with it, just had to do with something Rachelle supposedly said
Within her blog
to Jason.
or to Jason. Okay. Are we gonna hear from Jason?
Yes.
Okay, good.
I mean, we've got a little bit.
Mhm.
But
Yesterday, I heard you say you didn't. Like somebody said something about what Brian got 99 years, Jason got 50. If they were eligible for parole, do you want me to answer that? It doesn't matter what the case. Like, it's not gonna give anything away with Rachelle or any of that. So do you want me to answer that?
yeah, that's fine. I don't care.
So Brian is eligible after 33 years. Jason is eligible after 16.
So he could be out.
I didn't look that far.
I don't know. And the reason that she's bringing it up that way is because we're really trying hard to get through, even though this is an old trial. The majority of us have not seen it, so we're trying to get away with no spoilers. So we have not looked into this very deep at all. And so if you know this trial or if you've looked into it or whatever, just please don't give anything away about how it ends. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. So it seemed like everything that all the information that Brian was getting was coming directly from Jason. He was not talking to Rachelle about what was happening or not happening. And he said, "Well, I saw some pictures of bruises on her." Well, she played volleyball. She played sports. She probably did have some bruises on her, but that doesn't mean her mom threw her down the stairs. Doesn't mean her mom didn't throw her down the stairs. I don't know. They've not even addressed the allegations of abuse. Rachelle, when Brian was describing what he did to her mom, the defense abruptly told the judge, "We need a break." And Rachelle ran out of the courtroom looking as though she was probably going to throw up.
Not like Shonda Vander Ark throw up, like
No.
actually throw up.
I think she actually did throw up. She wasn't just like, "Let me pretend to throw up in this trash can." And nobody looked because there's nothing there.
Yeah.
I think the judge was like, "Get out," because you're gonna hurl. I'm not saying her being upset, not upset, whatever proves her guilt or innocence. I'm not saying anything. It's just a thing that happened. The other just strange thing about this whole trial again is this how matter of fact this witness was. Rachelle's dad, when he testified, was just talking about a movie, or what he did on a Sunday afternoon. There was no emotion behind it. He was kind of even joking and laughing at some point. Brian Radel did not joke or laugh about anything, but he was just very matter of fact. I went to the store and I went to this aisle and I bought a can of soup, and then I went and got some cookies, and then I went and got some milk. But when he described what he did to Lauri Waterman, that poor woman was tortured. And he tried to unalive her first by breaking her neck. And he said that he grabbed her by the bottom of her chin and pulled her head back as far as he could. I don't know if it was a quick action. I would assume it was a quick action. I have no idea, though. Either way, horrible. He wasn't successful, and I don't even know how many times he tried it. I don't want to know. He wasn't successful in doing that. He
You said
then
you tried it for a couple minutes.
yeah, which is horrible. Then he tried to, turn her head real quick to the side. That didn't work. I forget the third way. Wasn't there 3 ways that he tried to break her neck? I don't remember. It just was it was bad. 100% John Gary. It was so bad. So that doesn't work. He says she keeps asking him if she can ask a question, and she just doesn't realize that he has told her yes, and all she keeps saying is, "Can I ask you a question?" And I think that answer to that question, the question she probably wanted to ask was why. Why are you doing this? She knew Jason, she knew Brian. They weren't like disguising themselves. So then he karate chopped her to her. Did he karate chop her neck, or was that to her throat?
Mm,
So he karate chops her to her throat, and
several times.
that doesn't work. So then he takes a flashlight and repeatedly hits her in her throat as hard as he can.
And this dude, he's 6'5", 277 pounds.
Yeah, he's
He's a
not
big
small.
boy.
That doesn't do it. So then they try to smother her with their hands. For some reason, they timed it, and they held her nose closed, and I would assume their hands over her mouth, otherwise it wouldn't have worked, for 4 minutes. That's a long time. Like, so they tortured this woman. She was still breathing when they put her back in the van to take her to the place where they were going to stage this accident. Um, he said, I think by the time they got there, that they didn't hear anything else coming from her, and they did not feel a pulse. Doesn't mean she didn't have one, because they can really detect pulse, like really light pulse that we would not be able to detect by feeling now. Then they poured gasoline on her, on the van, set it on fire, and rolled it down the hill. And that is what her mom went through for maybe possibly abusing Rachelle.
Yeah, so there so far is zero evidence for it.
Yes.
And even if she was, go to a police station, go tell a teacher, go do something besides, like literally go do anything else besides what you did. Also, hey, Sir Frank, and hey, Side Eye.
Yes, I'm sorry, you guys. Hello to everyone that I have missed. My apologies. I have been thinking about this all day because I was very interested in hearing Brian Radel's testimony, and then it really bothered me about what that woman went through. And he kept saying she wasn't fighting, she wasn't saying anything, she wasn't doing anything. I'm like, she knew. I think she knew her fate as soon as she saw who had her. So,
Yeah.
what are you going to do?
I mean, because Brian told her just basically comply, and I'm not going to hurt you. No, full well, yeah, you are. But I think she knew, like, I think there maybe she thought, okay, I got a glimpse of hope here that you're not actually going to hurt me. I don't know what your plan is, but you're not. But I think once she saw Jason, she was like, oh, this is not good.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm done. What are you talking about me?
You You said I thought about this all day.
Oh,
So he's
thinking
saying,
about yourself all day is more like it. Whatever.
hey, Sharon.
Whatever. Hi, Sharon. So one thing that came up again yesterday is this stupid cat door, okay? John Gary did an experiment last night, which was good that John Gary did that experiment because he discovered that his door was missing a flap. And he was able to get it replaced last night while we were still going. So let me get this back up here. I don't know why it's not. Oh. I'm going to take us off screen, but we'll still be able to talk. All right, here's the cat door. And I tried to lighten it up as much as I could. The image on Court TV is they have touched this thing with so many freaking fingers and there's fingerprints all over it through the latent fingerprint person. Oh, sorry, I did mute Gabby and Carmen. I didn't mean to.
I muted myself.
Oh, sorry. All right, well, I'll mute you back then. Go away. So this is the cat door. And this is the doorknob. The doorknob is not on here. So he says that he took this apart and then reached up and opened the door. It had to be a lever. It had to be a lever handle. We've not seen it. They had it in the courtroom. It did not have any fingerprints on it, but they didn't show it to us. So, and then he supposedly put the cat door back together and for whatever reason. Yeah, that's where the doorknob would be. To me, it's
That's so pretty.
it's a long way.
But he's 6'5".
Yes.
Like he's got very long arms. And I think if he was able to get that up to his shoulders, which he would be if he took it out, he could probably reach.
Yeah, especially if it was a lever pulled down, didn't have to turn it. You're not buying the picture? Well, it's the picture that the state put in there, so that's all I got.
Let's go. That will cost you $2. Just kidding.
So anyway, there's the door that we've all been talking about and trying to decide if there she is. If it was possible for him to reach up through the door and open the door. And you guys all thought that it probably was, so I have no idea.
I think if you took where Miley's cat door was off, I think I would be able to reach up and open the door. Because I got pretty long arms.
I wish I still had that door. I
Do you
wouldn't
know?
try. No, we changed it out.
Oh.
Actually,
I thought it was like that when I was there.
no, we took it down when I had to think. We took it down when the carpet was coming.
Gotcha.
So it's gone. It went away.
Hello, Ronnie.
Hello, Ronnie. You cannot pay for kindness because Congress in 1984 decided to be a-holes.
I didn't ask you to pay for kindness. We were talking about a cat door. Those are two totally different things.
AJ's a cat door truther.
It's all right. Let's go. I got you.
There's worse things I could be. But that's funny. Nobody's going to sleep. If this trial stays on topic, everyone would be passed out. Shut up. That's not nice. Oh my gosh. Okay. So the other thing that happened before trial started yesterday, because they were waiting on Brian Radel's attorney to phone in, the judge found out that 2 of the state's expert witnesses were possibly watching the court footage in another courtroom before they testified, and they were apparently not allowed to do that. So we are going to watch Brian Radel's cross-examination, and then we are going to watch the attorneys argue over for a mistrial. The defense raised that there should be a mistrial immediately. He first said that he wanted all their testimony stricken, and then he was like, never mind, I want a mistrial. So we are going to watch Mr. Radell's cross-examination and then those arguments. I've done.
Hold
Let's go.
on.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Huddle Town, if you want me to make your day worse, I also laughed at you because that was freaking funny.
I don't know what they're talking about.
Funny.
But Lesko, I've not banned you from anything. Why would I do that? Normal door height is 6'8". Your door handle is 3 feet off the bottom. Now a cat door. Okay, I'm not doing math, Sir Frank, but I'll read yours. Now a cat door is normally 9.5 inches tall, so that's 2.25 inches. His arm span is 3 feet at minimum. Yeah, I guess in my mind, it just looks so far away. That distance just looks so far. I don't know. I'm going to take out y'all's word for it that he did that.
I mean, the only reason I think that he did is he literally has no reason to lie.
He has zero reason to lie. And yeah. So there was
Carmen,
a few.
have you ever played D&D, Carmen?
No, but apparently in my community, I'm sinning right now. Which is a weird thing to say in my community, talk about sinning. So I guess I need to.
Well, I will tell you this. It's all about the story. It's all about the quest. So maybe the cat door was part of the quest. When in fact, I think that door was unlocked. I just think it was unlocked. I don't know. That's just me, though.
I go on enough quests from 8 to 4.
I know.
I don't
I
need
know.
to quest. Oh, wow. I said $2. You added an extra 0, but thanks.
Thanks, Lesko, for nothing offensive.
That's not Lesko.
That's Lesko.
Oh, all right.
Also, I think you should change that to making Lego simple because he doesn't do law
Making
anymore.
Lego?
Just one Lego.
Just one Lego.
Yeah.
And make your picture the Lego Miego. The waffles picture.
What's up, Bad Dazzer? Well, he got a day out of jail. Yep. And they looked like they had his head out the window.
He was like, can you roll this window down? And he's just out there hung out.
What? 3 feet minus 9.5 inches is the distance needed to reach the door handle. I'm not doing math. It's banned here.
Yeah. People would be like, how old's your mom? I'm like, I don't know. She was born in blah, blah, blah. And they're like, they just look at me. They're like, so she's such and such. And I'm like, sure.
She's 82. All right. Okay, Ronnie, I just reenacted the door as per Sir Frank. It could work, and I'm short. All right.
Wait,
Here,
who reenacted it?
Ronnie.
Ronnie, why didn't you get video footage of this and send it to me?
Yeah, you should.
You're going to have to go back, Ronnie. You're going to have to go back and do it again and have your husband videotape it because I need to see it. Or it didn't happen. Or the door was unlocked.
Here at Gilgo Beach Resort, West Resort, we have no reason to lie either, which is why metal detectors and digging equipment are banned from the beach. How do I even want to read the rest of this? I would rather wade into the water at night during low tide and wait for the water to rise.
Float away.
You can float away. You'll float too. Maybe
We
Rachelle
all
left.
float down here.
We all float down here. Maybe Rachelle left the door unlocked and he lied about the cat door to avoid implicating her. He could be, because I haven't figured out why he put it back together.
Mm.
You didn't want to get caught.
Yeah,
He wiped everything down.
I know. He could have used something with a hook. Yes.
Matey.
There were tools there. There was a workbench, as a matter of fact.
I said that the other day, Carmen. He could have hired a pirate with a hook.
But if you're short, the water will still be over your head by morning.
It's very true.
Okay, I'm gonna press play. See what the old cross-examination from the defense looks like. I think it's going to be better than the state's.
Do you go to dinner this Wednesday?
Yes, tomorrow.
Because they wanted to do this tomorrow, and I said no.
I have it set up. If you want to do it, you can do
Well,
it. If you don't have to.
I don't know how late I'll be there tomorrow, but next Wednesday I got to be there at 6. But we're getting out at 2.
Okay.
I thought it was next Wednesday.
No, this one. Yes, I thought about that too, as they wanted to make it look like a DUI accident. However, when the state asked him if he took the wine bottle with him, and he said yes, and he said, "Are you certain?" And he said, "I'm very certain."
Mm.
Supposedly the wine bottle that he brought was sitting on the table, and they noticed it and thought it was odd because wasn't Rachelle. Lauri wasn't a drinker, but when she did, that wasn't her brand of wine that she liked.
I thought he got it from the cabinet.
Because she didn't really drink, and that's why they thought it was weird, because they found it on the counter.
Oh, I thought he said that he found it in the cabinet.
No, he got the wine, but he said he took it with him, and that's why the state said, "Are you certain?" And he's like, I am certain."
Oh. Well,
Yeah, the cat did it.
Yes.
I'll be back. I have to call your papa back. Not my papa. Your papa.
All right, well, make sure you mute.
Oh.
All right, I'm hitting play. Let me know how the sound is.
We continue on record, and Mr. Radel, I remind you that you remain under oath. Mr. West had concluded his direct cross-examination. Mr. Wells?
Thank you.
Oh, and let me just make sure. Mr. Hamilton, you're still online?
I am, Judge. Thank you.
Okay. Go ahead, sir.
Can you see? Mr. Radel, did Rachelle Waterman ever ask you to kill her mother?
No.
Did Rachelle Waterman ever tell you, "I want my mom dead"?
No.
Did Rachelle Waterman ever come to you and say, "Let's figure out plans to get rid of my mom"?
No.
You killed Lauri Waterman,
Yes.
and you were charged with a slew of crimes, right?
Yes.
You've already pled in this case, haven't you?
Yes.
You pled guilty to murder in the first degree.
Yes.
Murder in the first degree means essentially that you killed somebody intentionally, right?
Yes.
What's the sentence that you're going to get under the plea bargain?
Up to 99 years, but no direct limits on parole.
What's the maximum sentence on murder in the first degree?
99 years.
You say that there's no limits on parole. When could you potentially be eligible to get out of jail if you were given a sentence of 99 years?
33 years.
And if you got good time, you know what good time is, right? You have to say something because they don't. Okay. We'll talk about good time in just a second. When would you be released on parole?
With good time?
Yeah.
That's
66
one
years,
third. Yeah, 66.
So somewhere between 33 and 66 years, you might get out of jail.
Yeah.
Do you gain to benefit anything in one sense by testifying today?
I agreed to speak truthfully, but that's what I have to do on the stand anyway, so.
And whatever happens, you're going to get 99 years, right?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Oh, it's up to that.
Yeah, 20 to 99.
That's the sentence range for murder in the first
Although
degree.
even if I got 20 years, I still have to serve 20 years. There is no good time. There is no parole on that.
Okay. I want to take some time and set up some events. You had described how you worked at a computer shop. Remember that?
Yes.
And I think you said you had that business for about a year and a half or so, right?
Yeah.
But only about a month and a half of that, you had an office that was there in.
I had one other office for a little while, for a few months, but it was just kind of in the back of a little place. The big office was only a month and a half, maybe 2.
Okay. That opened about the 23rd, 24th of June, something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah. I'd rented it before that, but I didn't open until then.
Okay. All right. I'll just put 6, 23, 24. CS, the computer shop. Would that be okay? Opens. And when did it close?
August 10th.
Before I get there, you said that Ms. Waterman, Rachelle, worked at your computer shop for a bit, right?
Yeah.
How much did she work at your computer shop?
Every now and then when she wasn't working down at a clothes shop that she worked at, and Saturdays.
So what, about one day a week maybe, if that?
Sometimes more. It just depended. It was pretty much up to her. You know, if she didn't want to come in, she didn't have to come in. It was mainly Saturdays that I needed covered.
Okay. And at your shop, I think that you also said that you'd have games, people would come down and play and stuff?
We'd play computer games, a variety, mainly strategy games. Did D&D once. John Wilburn introduced me to that.
Okay.
It was just a place to get together.
A place to get together with John Wilburn and...
Whoever wanted to come down. Ian showed up every now and then, Ian Lendrum.
How old was Ian when he would show up?
When he was showing up at my shop, he was 18.
Okay. Would John Wilburn's brother come by?
Once or twice he came by, but he was kind of young. So
He was kind of what?
kind of young. I mean, I think he's like 12 or 13.
Okay.
So it was more of an older group, so it just made it awkward.
When you say older group, you mean like 16, 17, 18, something like that?
Yeah, but there was quite a few of us. Me, if Ian showed up, Jason, Ian's friend.
What was Ian's friend's name?
I saw it in the paperwork, but I just never really talked to him that much, so I can't.
Would it be Gabe?
Yeah.
Okay. And how old was Gabe?
I think he was 18 or 19. I don't know. I never asked. But I think he was over 18.
Okay. And so during this roughly month and a half, that's when you guys would meet and play video games and D&D and stuff like that?
Yeah.
All right. Now, you said that you had a relationship that was romantic with Rachelle.
Yes.
And that was before this computer store opened.
Yes. We ended up breaking up the day I opened the store.
But she still worked at the store?
Yeah. Basically, the way I see it is, if you're going to hire someone, it would have been unfair of me to fire her just because we broke up. That's not a good reason to do it.
Did you guys still get along?
Reasonably so. I mean, we had a bit of a falling out there, but we got back on a pretty good footing reasonably soon.
After your romantic relationship with Rachelle had ended, did you try and encourage her to date your friend Jason?
After she ended up telling me she had an interest in Jason, I decided to do my best to help the two of them to get together. Mainly it was talking to Jason. Before that, I'd basically defended Jason's honor, that he was a good guy and all that, but I wasn't directly trying to get the two of them together. Once she expressed interest, I trusted Jason, and therefore I felt confident that he'd treat her right if he got with her.
You trusted Jason. Why?
I just trust people. It's what I do. Unless I see evidence that someone is lying to me, I believe them.
How long had you known Jason?
Since we were both 16.
Were you friends, or was it deeper than that?
Blood brothers. And for me, I was raised, an oath is an oath, you keep it. And to me, that meant anything that was mine was his. I mean, he could ask for the shirt off my back, my money, my boat, and sometimes he did ask for stuff like that. If he asked for something, I'd be there for him.
You talked about how you were raised that an oath is an oath. Can you describe what it was like as you were being raised?
Very religious, lots of discipline.
What kind of discipline?
Physical.
Describe that for me, please.
Switches.
Wait, what do you mean by switches?
Like berry bushes,
Okay.
Cedar branches, whatever, thin, whippy pieces of wood. 1x4s, 1x2s, broom handles, rubber hoses, hands, not too many fists, maybe an open hand if that ever happened, but that was rare. Basically, my parents believe in the verses that say, spare the rod, spoil a child, that you didn't stick children in corners, you didn't do things like that. That was just not the way to go.
There's a big difference between a wooden spoon and a rubber hose, don't you think?
I thought that, but at the same time, I grew up in that. I thought it was wrong, and I tried to express it, but I usually just...
Made it worse?
Yeah. And there had been wooden spoons at one point. It graduated to a metal spoon eventually, after the wooden one broke.
So how did that make you react when Jason was telling you that Rachelle was being beaten by her mother?
I have a major problem with people who abuse their children. It's just something that I don't like. And I was imagining what it was like for me. I thought about what it'd be like in her situation. I felt her situation was worse than mine because of the things that she'd related to me and then things Jason had been telling me. And I felt if it was that bad for me, how much worse can it be for her?
You had said earlier on your testimony that when you were talking with her, she kind of described some problems with her mom. Remember that?
Yeah.
And you said that you hadn't thought that they were that bad.
I didn't think they were bad enough to kill over.
Okay.
That's something, as I told Jason, I felt someone's life had to be in jeopardy and there had to be no other options. And that's what I originally told him. It wasn't until he ended up telling me that Lauri had threatened Rachelle's life. And while I was kind of iffy on the subject, I just didn't see any reason that he'd lie to me about something that serious.
Did you not see any reason why he would lie to you because you were blood brothers?
There was that, but I thought he was a good person. I thought that, he wouldn't lie about something like that.
Okay. Now, did it ever occur to you that maybe Rachelle might have been exaggerating a little bit? That maybe she was...
It had, but what had confirmed things for me was at the time she had told me some different things that Ian Landrum, her boyfriend, had been doing, which wasn't exactly abuse, but was just not being a nice boyfriend. And at about the same time, she's telling me about her mom. And when I went and confronted Ian about it, and because he was my friend and I felt I could see the way things were going with me and Rachelle, I was concerned and I felt I had to give an honest attempt to save Ian's relationship. When I went and talked to him about it, he simply admitted to everything that I brought up and defended it and didn't show any care about it. And I felt if she hadn't lied to me about that, I didn't feel that she had lied to me about the other. And the other thing was I still, a little uncomfortable with it, but Jason ended up informing me at one point that Rachelle had her webcam on because he and her had chat with webcams, and that he had seen Lauri hitting Rachelle with a baseball bat. And that was kind of the final confirmation for me. To me, it was independent confirmation that it was happening.
When did Jason say that occurred?
It was somewhere within the period, the week and a half or so before he asked me to kill Lauri, and I ended up saying yes.
Okay. We'll address that in just a second. When you went and talked with Ian, was that based upon what Rachelle said, or was that a different time than when Jason had asked you to deal with Ian?
That was based upon Jason coming to me, and he wanted Ian dead.
Why did he want Ian dead?
He said he'd had a dream where Ian forced Rachelle to commit ritual suicide. And he knew, because I'm very open with close friends, that he knew that I believe in psychics and I believe in prophecy and things like that. And he brought it up to me, and I told him that I didn't care how much I believed in that stuff. I wasn't going to kill somebody over a dream.
So what did you do?
I ended up going up immediately after to where Ian worked, which was at Papa's Pizza, and told him to stay away from Rachelle, to leave her alone.
When was that?
August, late August.
Late August. So late August is about the first time that Jason comes to you and says that Lauri Waterman needs to be killed?
Yeah, it was definitely in the last 2 weeks
Okay.
of August.
Well, let me ask you this. After your computer store closed, did you ever have a face-to-face meeting then again with Rachelle Waterman?
No. Well, after it closed, yes. Yeah, after it closed, yes.
When was that?
She would come down to my boat, her and Ian.
Her and Ian?
I mean, Jason.
And when, how often did that happen?
Reasonably often. I mean, I'd say definitely once a week. I think it'd be every other day, sometimes every day.
And when was the last time that she did that?
I'm not sure. It was in August, and she had gotten caught sneaking out. So she didn't want to risk getting caught again.
So around the 20th, 25th, somewhere around in there maybe?
Somewhere in there. I'm
All right.
not really sure.
That was after that, between that time then and the time of Lauri Waterman's death, you did not have another face-to-face meeting with Rachelle?
No.
Okay. I'll just put approximately. Now, when Rachelle was caught sneaking out, do you know what happened to her?
Not really. I was told that Jason told me that she was beaten and that she was grounded for like 2 months.
When she was grounded, what all did that entail?
She could go to, at least as far as I know, again, all this at this point started coming through Jason. She could go to school, but she was to stay at home. I don't think at that point yet she'd been banned from the computer. That was later. I think she is still able to use the phone, but I'm not sure.
So how much contact then, from what you know, did Rachelle and Jason have after that point?
Almost nothing. They'd have a couple minutes every now and then when Jason was up at the play at the school. I'm not sure when that started. And before the play, I really don't know if he had any sort of real contact with her.
Okay. So Rachelle grounded. And so when the contact then with Jason cut off, is that when Jason then came to you and said, we need to kill Lauri Waterman and Ian Lindrum?
Looking back on it, that was about the time. At the time, I didn't even think about it because I wouldn't think a bad thing about him. So, but yeah, it was right around that time when he started to talk about it.
Okay. But J.A. for Jason Aaron. Lauri and Ian. But you didn't kill Ian, did you?
Nope.
You just went and talked to him, right?
Yep.
Because you didn't really think that anything that Ian had done was worthy of killing somebody over.
I just didn't think he was a threat to Rachelle in that way. I didn't think that he would kill her. I really didn't think he'd maim her. I thought he might have been a little whacked out, but that was about it.
Had you ever met Lauri Waterman?
Once, I think she came into the shop to see Rachelle, and I ran into her when she was hosting. It was like a fair. I think it might have been the 4th of July fair. I don't know. But she was in a stand there selling some food and stuff.
Did you introduce yourself or just buy some food and go on?
I just bought some food. She'd already been to my shop. I had asked Doc Waterman's permission to hire Rachelle, so I assumed she knew who I was.
Do you know Rochelle's birthday?
No, sometime in August.
Would August 26th sound all right?
I had no clue. I think I read something about in the paper a little while ago that mentioned her birthday, but that was the first time I really knew her birthday. Jason had given me a different date for her birthday, so.
What day did Jason give for her birthday?
Sometime in September, he told me. He said when she came back from vacation, he said something about like she'd already turned 16 or something.
When did she go on vacation, do you know?
It was while the shop was open. I think it was September, but I'm not sure.
The shop closed on the 10th of August.
Yeah.
So maybe before the 10th of August that she was?
Yeah, it was definitely before the 10th of August because they got together, or at least I'm assuming they got together because Jason told me they did, before it closed. They'd come and watch movies and stuff. And
So 16 made her legal somehow. 16 is the age of consent there. They're trying to explain this 3-year, you couldn't have anything wider than a 3-year age gap. But him being 24 wasn't an issue then if she was 16. I don't know. So he needed her to be 16, and apparently she was. I guess.
Awkward.
I don't know. It's weird. Because did he just mess up when his shop closed? Did he just not even,
What did
he
he
said
say?
September and that guy said August?
Yeah. What about it?
I thought yeah, I don't know. They're trying to, I don't know if he's trying to get that Rachelle was only 15, still only 15, not 16. I don't know. They have said that the age was 16. I don't know.
Maybe in
hope
that part of Alaska it was.
Just in Craig. They're like,
just on the Prince of Wales.
yeah. Nobody comes here anyway. Who cares?
Yeah.
No, I don't know. I hope it's at least 17. Grief. 16 was a little young. He was in a relationship before his friend, and he didn't know when well,
He was too worried about planning that next D&D campaign.
It didn't surprise me that he didn't know when her birthday was. I didn't know 17th level arcs had hair. I don't even know what that means.
Orcs.
Orcs? Arcs,
Yeah.
orcs. Oh, now I can see it. It's an O, not an A. I have these for a reason.
Nice
up?
one, Adrian.
What's up, Nita? Wow.
Hey, wow.
You didn't meet her when you were 10 and she was 15, did you? You know.
Well, I'm going to be 39, and Mr. Gabby is 43.
I mean, it's all different. My husband's a couple years older than I am.
Well,
But-
I've always went out with older guys, so I guess I can't really talk because, well, I mean, I never went out with someone that when I was that young, but well,
Right.
I don't know.
Okay,
I
well,
was 20 when I went out with a 45-year-old. But
okay. When you were 24, were you interested in any 16-year-olds?
no, absolutely not. No, thank
Okay.
you.
Right. They would have been annoying.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So, yeah, I
Oh wow, Kawas is in Ohio. It's 14.
14? Gross.
That's nasty.
See, yeah, there's like I have friends that are 15 years apart, and he's the younger. She's the older of them, but they didn't meet when they were kids. And I would give her crap and be like, "Does it not bother you that you were almost driving a car when he was born?"
Frank's.
Imaginary.
She's 35.
It's 16 in Ohio, at least in Northwestern Ohio where I am. I'm not even gonna look up my state.
No, definitely don't look up any of the southern states because he'll be way younger, I'm sure.
Yeah.
That's the first one I saw too.
That's hilarious. My daddy's a shoot. If she was above the age of consent, it would be legal if he was 24 or 74. If she was below the age of consent, it would be legal if he was less than 3 years older than her.
Oh. Okay.
That at least makes more sense, but that wasn't what they said. That's why we were so confused. I don't know. What? If you really want to go WTF, my grandpa married the girl that would babysit my mom after my grandma divorced him. Well, maybe that's why grandma divorced him. Well, bad Dazzler. When I was 14, the girl I was corrupting was 18. Well, go get him, Tiger. It's still at least you still had teen after your after your number. Both of you. Like, yeah, it's different. It's different when you're not in high school versus school for age difference. Absolutely. I remember when I was in 8th grade, one of my classmates was dating somebody like that was a sophomore or well, probably a junior in high school. I'm like, what the heck? Like, why are they interested in you? That's just, even though obviously they weren't 18, but still, like, you're like 12. Hello, Alexis Dust. Just because someone is at the age of consent doesn't mean you just go and sleep around with underage kids. Yep. You will have to have parents' consent and whatnot. I think these guys were wrong to go sleep with Rachelle.
Obviously, they didn't have her mother's consent, but she did it anyway. So, teenagers, they don't always tell their parents everything. So, I mean, what are you going to do at that point, right?
Right. Yeah. I mean, we've had these conversations 100 times. Teenagers are sneaky.
Absolutely.
Very, very sneaky. Very good at hiding stuff. Like I said, I know. I was one of them a very, very long time ago. Like, I don't know. All right. Well, let's continue on with this. I'm so sorry that buzzing sound is still there. I was hoping it would be.
Well, the band is still waiting for this to be over so it can start its jam out.
I was hoping it would be gone today, but we're still on the AM radio. All right, here we go. I don't know that Carmen's ever coming back.
You said that Rachelle would sometimes sneak out and go down to your boat and meet with Jason.
Yeah.
Do you know what they would do?
Jason told me they were having sex.
At that time, Rachelle was 15, wasn't she?
Now, looking at the dates, yes.
How many times did Jason tell you that you needed to kill Lauri?
You mean in the period when I said no, or afterwards?
In the period you said no. Let's deal with that first. This is this one here, roughly the end of August.
I'd say maybe a half dozen. I mean, he brought it up just about every time he came to see me. or anytime I went to his house.
Did you ever tell Jason that maybe you ought to just wait a couple of years?
I didn't mention that to him at that point. I just really didn't think it was going to happen. I thought it was just a harebrained thing with him being defensive at that point.
Defensive about Rachelle?
Yes.
Not being able to see her, or just protective, or what?
Protective. I felt he was very protective of people. I kind of typified him like me. Yes, I've killed a woman, but I'm very protective of women and children and would do anything to protect them. You know, up to that point, I just kind of assumed to be stepping in front of a bullet or something, but I felt that he was the same way. So I felt he was very protective of Rachelle, not because of the relationship, but because of her being a young woman.
You said you seemed like kind of a harebrained scheme. Why?
I just didn't see Rachelle ever saying yes to it. I mean, she didn't like war. She didn't like killing. I mean, when he told me she said yes, it flabbergasted me.
When did he tell you that she had said yes?
Early September.
All right, so I'll put 9:04. You said that flabbergasted you. At that point, how long had you known Rachelle?
Distantly for maybe a year and a half. Personally, since early 2004.
Why did it flabbergast you?
She just had always seemed to dislike violence. I mean, for instance, there was one time I was down at the shop where she worked, the clothes shop, and there was another young man there. And we basically got in a macho contest, talking about how tough we were and stuff, and boxing and a few other things. And she was very upset with me afterwards. She said she didn't like that kind of attitude. She didn't like violence. She didn't like guys playing macho.
Really?
And she talked about not liking war. I mean, I happen to be someone who's conservative, and I may be a little bit more warlike than some. And so we had a difference of opinion on those issues. So I just didn't think she was someone that would be that way.
She was a lot more peacenik liberal type?
Basically.
Now, again, Rachelle never told you that she had said yes, right?
No.
Now, at that point, once Jason tells you that Rachelle says yes, do you agree to go ahead with the plan?
I said, I guess so, which basically counted as saying yes. I figured he'd inform me. Why? Because I'd already told him that, to me, someone's life had to be in jeopardy, so I felt something must have happened, because I'd said that multiple times to him.
Did he ever say anything that had happened?
He just said that Lauri had threatened Rachelle's life. He didn't say anything specifically. Later on, next time he mentioned something along those lines, he said Rachelle had gotten a B, and that's why she got threatened. And I think that was also when she got grounded from the computer.
But again, Rachelle never told you that her mom had threatened you.
No.
If Rachelle had told you that her mom had threatened you, would you have believed her?
I would have talked to her. I'd have asked her a few questions.
Do you regret not talking to Rachelle after roughly the 20th, 25th of August, 2004?
I regret most of it. I regret helping Jason get with her in the first place. You know, there's a lot of things I wish I had done and hadn't done.
Is one of those that you wish you had talked to Rachelle?
Even at the end, you know, I could have gone down there and talked to her and asked her, what's up? You know, is this really true? But I just didn't think Jason would lie. And he had been informing me that Rachelle didn't consider me a friend. He said that she was afraid to be in the same room with me. And he'd been telling me this from, I'd say, September, from when he got together with her. And that he was working on her to try to get her to like me again. And
Now, this was after he says that she said yes?
no, it was before the shop closed that he started telling me about the friendship thing. About that.
That she didn't consider you a friend?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'll put that up here.
And I mentioned that it didn't seem to match up with reality. I mean, she talked very personally with me about wanting to get with Jason. She'd gone down on the beach alone with me to just talk to me on 4th of July. You know, it seemed to me like we were good pals, but I felt maybe that was just aberration, or she was feeling good that day or something. And
Just to be clear, when you said you felt that you were good pals with Rachelle.
yeah,
Okay, and so what Jason was telling you and what was happening with Rachelle were two separate things.
yeah. But I felt he wouldn't lie to me about that, so I just felt that I must have assumed wrong about where Rachelle and I were at as friends. And so it just made it where I really didn't want to go talk to her. I was afraid in some ways to go talk to her.
So Jason was doing what he could to keep you away from Rachelle.
Looking back on it, that's what I think was happening.
You say you look back on it. Does that include looking back on all of the police reports and interviews and everything in this case?
It's more so just looking back on it as where things have gone. Some of the police report with things Rachelle said when she was talking to the police, where it seemed to me obvious that she had considered me a friend, and she told the police that, and that was at odds with what Jason had told me she'd been telling him. So.
Okay. So it's not just police reports, but your own personal experience and looking back.
Well, looking back on it, it's like there's a lot of places where my instincts were telling me, it seemed to me like he was lying to me, and I just brushed it aside. And now looking back on it, I think my instincts were right. I think I should have listened to him.
Should have listened to your instincts?
Yeah.
If you listened to your instincts, would we be here today?
No.
From what you could see, or from what Jason would describe, did Jason try and keep Rachelle from other people besides you?
Yeah. John Wilburn.
How would he do that?
I only know specific instances. I know he tried to intimidate Ian Lindrum.
He himself?
He made mention of like saying something to Ian when he was like at Papa's Pizza. I don't know if he ever said it, but that's the way he conveyed it to me.
So this is different from him telling you that you need to go kill Ian?
Yeah.
Okay.
This was just that I didn't like him, and you know, and then Gabe was another one that he had a problem with, and said something about Gabe needed to keep his mouth shut about Rachelle or something. I don't really know what it was about. It's just something he mentioned. The most specific instance was John Wilburn, which was after the planning of the murder had started. He ended up coming to me, I think it was actually November or late October. He came to me and said that Rachelle had mentioned that John seemed interested in her. He'd gone to John, confronted John, and John had admitted it. He'd warned John that it was creeping Rachelle out, and that if he didn't stop it, he'd have to deal with Jason.
At that time, how old was Jason?
24, I think.
And how old was John Wilburn?
15.
Do you know anything else that Jason did for John?
He got John porno. I know that much.
For doing what?
Taking messages to Rachelle, I think it was.
Did you ever see any of the messages that went to Rachelle?
Not until after I was arrested.
Okay. Okay. All right, so in early September, Jason says, hey, Rachelle says yes. And so you say, all right, let's start the plan. When were you looking for lakes?
probably started in middle of the week. It was within a week. I mean, it was very soon that we got back together, and I ended up bringing up the boat idea, and that got nixed. So I brought up lakes, and he said he thought that would work. So we went looking for lakes.
Lakes here, would that be okay to put next?
Yeah.
All right. Now, you said that you were driving around looking for lakes.
Yeah. I knew of a place called Foot Lake.
Yeah?
That we'd trapped at when I was a kid, but I didn't have any clue without a map where it was, so we just started hunting peck up roads, and didn't find any lakes. So,
Did Rachelle ever go out with you when you drove up looking for lakes?
no.
Did Rachelle ever give you names of lakes that might be a good place to hide a body?
No.
Did Rachelle ever make suggestions to you about ways to maybe get her mom on the boat?
No.
Did Rachelle ever make suggestions about how to get her mom into the tub?
No.
Did Jason ever say that? Did Jason ever say, hey, Rachelle thinks this, or Rachelle thinks that we ought to do that?
No.
He just says Rachelle thinks that we ought to go ahead with the planning to kill Lauri Waterman.
Yeah.
Okay. What happened after you discussed boats and lakes and things like that?
Well, we couldn't find the lakes, but there's a plan. It was a weekend. I don't know which weekend. It was somewhere in there that Rachelle wasn't even going to be out of town. It was just, I think Doc was out of town, and Jason wanted to go ahead with it right then and there. So the plan was to go grab Lauri. Didn't really have any idea where in the world was going to put her. I mean, looking back on it, it was another pretty harebrained scheme. I mean, there really wasn't much planning at that stage. It was just, oh, we're going to do it. But then turned out that some volleyball girls were staying over, and I said that I wasn't willing to risk, as I termed it, collateral damage, other people being hurt.
Okay, so volleyball would be next.
Yeah.
We put the girls volleyball team.
Yeah, I think it was like he said 3-4 girls, something like that.
All right, I'll put volleyball girls. Okay. Now you described a couple of times where you had made an attempt where Jason had given you a knife and said go in and kill Lauri Waterman. When did that happen?
That was a couple days before the loading the gun incident. That was probably about 9 or 10 days before the 29th, so about the 19th or 20th.
About the 19th or 20th. All right. I want to break this down. You said that Jason gets a phone call? Is that right? Is that how it started?
Well, that was with the gun.
Okay, I'm sorry. What happened with the knife then?
He couldn't get a hold of her. He was used to talking to her online, and she wasn't online.
That was it?
Yeah.
She's not online.
Yeah.
She's not online, and he drives over there and hands you a knife and says, go kill Lauri.
Yeah.
Was there any indication at all that Rachelle had said this would be a great time to do it?
No, it was just, as I'd say, he was freaking out pretty bad about that he couldn't get a hold of her. He was saying to me that maybe Lauri had killed her or hurt her. Maybe Rachelle couldn't take it anymore and killed her mom, and then she'd kill herself out of remorse. He was just freaking out.
Did any of those seem like really likely possibilities?
I didn't really think so at that point.
So
But
why did you go with him?
until we got there, I just thought I was supposed to check out the house.
So where did you wind up going? On the backside of the house?
No, there's a road on the upper side and a little trail that goes down by the end of the road that the Waterman house is on. And I went around the front and stood in front of the Waterman's house.
Stood in front of the house. Okay.
Yeah, there's a bunch of windows on the front, so I was trying to see if I could see something in there.
Okay. Is that about the only time, aside from the one time that you went to the house, was that the only other time you'd been to her house before the night?
I had walked by on the street. I walked regularly at nights. I walked all over town.
Okay.
So I've been on just about every street at one point or another.
So you're standing in front of the Waterman house with a knife in your hand. You said it's a knife with the wire cable handle.
As far as I remember, yes.
Is it one of those knives where they take the big thick wire cables and they kind of compress them and shave them down and forge them into a knife?
No. There's a type of knife that a lot of kids there get. That is just stainless steel, probably out of China. Got a wire wrapped handle, looks really cool. Usually has some sort of fancy work on the blade, like indentations or a split blade or something like that. This one was just a single blade.
Okay. Was it very sharp?
I didn't check.
How long did you stand outside of the Waterman house looking in and thinking about this?
Maybe 5 minutes.
What made you decide to not do that?
I just didn't want to kill somebody. I'd been telling Jason from the start, I didn't have any interest in killing someone that I would like some other option. And at that point, I just wasn't able to go that far. I couldn't
Let's
make
talk
myself.
about, I'm sorry, what?
I couldn't make myself.
Let's talk about other options. One of the options that you all discussed was emancipation, right?
Yeah.
And you looked into that a little bit, right?
Yeah, that was before Jason ended up mentioning wanting to kill Lauri or Ian. He'd been mentioning along the lines of, since he got with Rachelle, he'd been telling me that he wanted her to be emancipated. He'd been pushing for her to be emancipated once she hit 16.
So Jason was the one agitating to have her emancipated.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry, I thought that was later. So that's up about here,
And that'd be before the 20th.
before the 20th?
Yeah, it was, it started in maybe July, August. It was before, he mentioned it to me at least before the shop closed.
Well, we'll put it here because we got room here. I don't have room to write Rachelle, so I'll just do RW. Okay? All right. You had talked about emancipation. What did you find out when you looked it up?
That you had to be out of the home for 6 months on your own. You had to be able to show that you could financially support yourself on your own. I felt that if need be, the financial could do, because I would have been willing to give a job, even if it meant the last penny out of my pocket, something. But I didn't see how in the world the 6 months could, I mean, even mentioned on the sites that I was reading, and Jason was there too, we were on his computer, that the person who harbored a runaway could get in trouble for harboring a runaway. And I thought the cops could pretty much take someone, pick them back, and give them to the parents. I've been informed since then differently, but at that point, I didn't see any way that she could be out of the home for the 6 months, and Jason didn't seem to. And it just didn't look like it was going to work.
So Jason's not willing to harbor a teenage runaway.
I didn't even, I didn't even bring that up. I didn't think about it. Jason didn't bring it up.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I mentioned maybe we could hire a lawyer because I thought maybe, we weren't lawyers. We didn't know there might be a loophole somewhere. But Jason said he didn't have enough money, or I think he said we don't have enough money. So that was basically out of the picture.
Jason bought a pretty nice computer around that point in time, didn't he?
Soon after, he bought an Alienware computer that was, I think, approximately $3,000. I think it might have been like $250 a month or something. I'm not sure.
And when you say an Alienware computer, it was decked out for
Yeah.
high
A
speed.
$3,000 computer is a pretty good computer.
It's decked out for high speed,
Yeah, game.
three-dimensional gameplay.
It had pretty much everything, the absolute top of the line of that time in there.
So we had $250 a month to play video games, but not $250 a month to check out whether Rachelle could be emancipated instead of killing Lauri.
Yeah.
Objection, Your Honor. Being argumentative.
I'm sorry,
Argumentative.
sustained.
Okay, so you go and you stand in front of the Waterman house with a knife for about 5 minutes and realize you don't want to do this and then leave. You said, I think a couple of days after that was the gun incident?
Yeah.
And Judge, I'm willing to keep going. It's about 2:20. This would probably be a pretty good place to break. I'm nowhere near finished, but I'll do what the court wants and I can keep going to 2:30. I just figured that.
Let's go till 2:30.
You want to go till 2:30? Okay. All right, so let's talk about the gun incident. You said this happened a couple of days later, right?
Yeah.
And this is when Jason gets the gun, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So this would be about the 21st or 22nd.
I'd say 22nd, about 22nd. It was pretty much a week before the 29th.
All right. And you're over at Jason's house?
Yeah, his parents were gone, so I was over there playing video games.
And his parents are gone and you're playing video games, and what happens?
You mean about the incident?
Yeah.
He got a phone call. The phone was in the living room. I was on my computer. I was chatting with someone online at the time. And he set the phone down, or I heard it click. He went towards the hallway that goes to his room. He seemed pretty angry. And within a few seconds, I'd say less, pretty soon after he went down, I heard the sound of bullets loading in a rifle. And I made a comment to the person online that I need to go stop a friend of mine from doing something stupid.
Now, let's break this down just a little bit. How long was Jason on the phone, do you know?
Not very. I don't think so anyway. I mean, I wasn't paying that much attention. He was on the phone, I'd say 5 minutes maybe.
Okay. Did he ever tell you who he was on the phone with?
He didn't say. I assumed from what he said after that and from the way he was acting, I assumed it was Rachelle that had called him.
What did he say that made you assume that?
He said that Lauri had threatened Rachelle's life and that Rachelle was afraid to go home.
Did Jason ever tell you at any point that Rachelle was not interested in continuing a romantic relationship with him?
He didn't directly tell me that she wasn't interested in continuing the relationship. He said he was worried that if, as he said, waited, that Rachelle wouldn't want to be with him anymore.
Waited until when?
Waited until she was 18.
Why the concern to wait till 18?
Well, apparently there had been conversations between him and Rachelle about waiting until she was 18 and then getting together, and then her parents wouldn't be so upset.
But Jason didn't want to wait that long.
He said he was afraid that Rachelle wouldn't want to be with him if he waited.
When did he say that?
He said that early November.
Early November, so about a month and a half later.
Yeah, it was around the same conversation. It may even been the same conversation where he brought up about John Wilburn.
Okay. All right. So he grabs the rifle, and you hear the bolt slamming shut, and you go in and talk to him. What do you guys talk about?
Well, first I told him that I wasn't telling him no, that I wasn't going to stop him because I was afraid that if I tried to stand in the way, that if he was willing to kill Lauri, he'd be willing to kill me and just go over the top of me.
What, how was his demeanor?
He seemed angry.
You said that you've known him for about 10 years or so at this point. Had you ever seen him this angry?
I don't think so.
What's his temper like?
He likes to yell a lot. There's been a couple times. There was one time he didn't have any cigarettes that he got really angry. And
What'd he do?
he pounded on the bench that was in my office pretty hard. Yelled about not having cigarettes, and I told him I didn't have any money, so I couldn't buy him any. So
Okay. This was when the office was open?
Yeah.
All right. Did Jason smoke smoke drugs, smoke marijuana?
Yes.
Did he drink?
Yes.
How much?
He drank more than I drank, but it didn't seem to be that much, maybe a couple beers.
You guys ever talk about, before I get into that, did you have access to a cabin up by Thorn Bay?
A what?
A cabin? Cabin or a house or anything like that? Place we might be able to go up and spend a weekend kind of relaxing and drinking or anything?
No. We used to drink on my boat. That was about it.
On your boat?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're talking with him and he's got the gun and he's pretty angry. How do you calm him down to the point that you know that he's not going to do something right then?
I just kept trying to talk to him and explain to him that I just didn't think it'd work, that I thought Rachelle would get in trouble if he did it. But he's still there standing with the gun, so I thought it was pretty obvious that he wasn't convinced.
Why did you think Rachelle would get in trouble if he did it?
Because I didn't really think he'd done a very good job of hiding that he was with her. And I thought a lot of people knew that he was with her and therefore would put two and two together. That he was with Rachelle and he just walked into the school and shot Lauri Waterman.
They would just naturally assume she had a hand in it.
Yeah.
To your knowledge, did Rachelle at that point, was she on the phone saying, come over and kill my mom because she threatened me?
He never specifically said that. She said, I want you to kill your mom. He seemed to connotate it that Rachelle wanted her mom dead. The plan essentially was supposed to still be in effect to kill Lauri.
Mm-hmm.
And there wasn't anything for me to think different. It just seemed to me continuing from where we'd left off maybe a week or two before.
So you tell Jason that you'll take over and handle this for him?
Yeah, that if I couldn't come up with anything else within a week, I'd do it myself.
Why?
Because I thought I was expendable. I'd been having suicidal thoughts at that point. I was looking at getting sued. I still owe $60,000 or so.
For what?
Business crashed. Business partner didn't come through with money that he said that he was going to give me. I ended up investing everything I had. Contracts came due, and I couldn't pay them. I also couldn't pay for my shop, so I was getting sued for not paying the rent. Basically, I was living on a boat with no money. My power bill was already late. I didn't have food.
So
I just thought, I felt my life wasn't worth very much, and if he was going to go ahead and do it, I'd rather I did it. I wasn't going to report him to the cops. I'll try to talk somebody out of something, but I don't trust the police. And I felt if he was going to go ahead and do it, I'd rather I went down for it than he would go down for it.
Okay. And so the incident with the gun happened around the 29th?
Yeah.
Now it's about time to break.
I'm sorry, what?
Now it's about time to break.
Okay, I'll just put BR for Brian Radel. Yeah. Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll go ahead and break, and of course this will be for a weekend. We'll reconvene 8:30 Monday morning. Please remember the admonition, and it's probably the toughest over a long weekend, but it's still not time to discuss the case even among yourselves. Avoid any media mention of the case. Don't conduct any outside investigations, including internet research. Keep an open mind. Again, evidence can only be presented one piece at a time. Avoid contact with the parties, the witnesses, and anybody you see in close proximity. And I assume, since I've heard nothing, that you haven't been bothered by persons insisting that they talk to you about the case or inadvertent contact about the case. All right. Thank you very much, and have a good weekend. We'll see you Monday morning. If Councilman Ms. Waterman could stand by, Mr. Hamilton, we'll go ahead and hang up. And thank you, Mr. Radel. We'll see you Monday morning.
Judge, should I just call in 8:30 then on Monday? Would that be the right thing to do?
That would be the right thing to do, sir.
Use the same numbers, Judge?
I assume so.
Okay.
Pardon?
I said that's fine. I can
The
just
clerk will pick it up and give you the right number.
All right, that's fine, Judge.
We continue on record without the jury.
All right, I gotta take a break. What's up, Sticky?
Wow. One, the judge's turtleneck is horrifying. Two, I mean, I don't even know.
Well,
Ugh,
all I
jeez.
hear is Jason and Jason and Jason and Jason said and Jason said and Jason said. I think Jason was very manipulative, and I think Jason he didn't want to wait till Rachelle was 18 because he was right. She would have moved on. Her 16-year-old mind would have been on to the next. And it's like, of course he didn't want to wait. Of course he didn't want to let go.
Yeah.
He was absolutely controlling her.
Well, it would be interesting. I mean, well, I guess I don't want to ask you a question, then you have to spoil it. Well, I guess I could ask it, then you could say, I'm not going to answer. But do they show any of her blog?
I don't know.
Okay, because that would be interesting to see if there was anything within her blog of her talking about any of this. Because one, like you said, she wasn't there for when all of this happened, right?
Yeah.
She wasn't there
Objection,
whatsoever.
Your Honor. Objection, speculation.
Sorry, what?
It was a joke.
Oh, I didn't hear it. I'm sorry.
I said objection.
Oh.
Speculation.
Sorry,
go ahead.
One, she wasn't there for the entire thing. She was at a volleyball tournament. So she was far away. I think it said she was 400 miles away
Something
at the time.
like that. Yeah. I mean,
And
and
so-
she had to take 2 planes. She had to fly back from, wherever. I don't know if her dad flew from Juneau to Anchorage or she flew from Anchorage to Juneau, but then whatever. Doesn't matter. Go ahead.
So then she was there. But then, obviously he's talking about her saying to both of them that her mother abused her. Right? I mean, at one, I don't know. I mean, I can relate to that, but it's one of those things. Okay, so she was a blogger. Did she put any of that on her blog? Who was able to read her blog? Was it public? Was it a private blog? These are the things that would be interesting to find out.
And
Are there text messages?
I don't think they are. I don't think that's going to come into play. Maybe
Yeah.
emails.
Okay.
But he did say, sorry.
That's okay.
He did say that Rachelle did tell Brian, who's on the stand at one time, about some abuse, but everything else came from Jason. When
Okay.
Jason's like, I can't get a hold of her. She's not online. I need to go unalive her mom.
Yeah, I mean,
Give me a
that's a little
break.
much. But we also haven't heard from Jason yet. So it'll be interesting to hear what he has to say. I guess who he's going to blame for it.
Well, and I think he'll blame
Him, this guy.
I think Brian, I think he's loyal to a fault. I think he
Yeah.
sees now, because he keeps bringing up, I didn't think he was lying to me. And I think he now is starting to understand he was lying to you.
Right. Well, I also think that maybe Brian was obviously a bit of a nerd type, and I hate to put labels on it, but there are, and he was probably a bit of a nerd, and maybe Jason was a little bit cooler than him. So, it seemed like he followed him, and believed him because he was cool in his eyes,
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting to see what Jason has to say, though.
And I think Jason, used Brian's size of 6'5", 277 to go and intimidate people.
Right.
I need you to go talk to Ian. Okay.
Now, wait,
Well-
who was Ian?
Ian was her boyfriend. I think, I don't know if that was, if Ian was between Brian and Jason, or
I was like, wait a minute, Ian? Where the heck is Ian?
Yeah,
Is that
he was-
before or after or in between them two?
this was actually 2006, Frank. I don't know that 2 years will make a whole lot of difference on computer stuff. The crime happened in 2004. So, yeah, there would have been Messenger and chat rooms. And was MySpace a thing yet?
2004? That's a good question.
I don't have any idea. But so I don't know where Ian fell in that line. I thought somebody said in one of their openings, and I don't remember if it was a state or not, that Lauri liked Ian. Because I think
So-
Ian was Rochelle's age.
So MySpace officially came out on August 1st, 2003.
Okay. There were chat room forums in 2004. Yeah, the chat rooms thing. I remember those.
But they did have email, like you said.
Yeah.
So epic to National Geographic. Pygmy beeps. Wow.
Honey. Thonny. I was reading. I was reading. I thought, and I said Thonny. I thought MySpace was fine before 2000. I thought MySpace was fine before. I got it. I got to do something real quick because I thought I had these, but I wasn't sure. And I finally found them. So I need to send, I have some memberships to gift.
Oh, nice. Oh, there we go.
So I need to do that. Bad Dazzer got
Yeah.
one.
Nice.
Tilly Bird, Opal Gypsy, Emotional Support Kitten, and Super T, Emotional Support Kitten.
I love it. That's hilarious. That's a great name.
I love it.
That's hilarious.
You're welcome, Bad Dazzer. So I guess I get these every month. So
Yeah, everyone who has a YouTube channel gets them.
so Baker doesn't, because I didn't know I
Really?
did. Yeah, because
Oh, maybe
he has a branded channel.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, well, how come I couldn't find him? And then I'm like, my channel's not branded. What's happening? But now I got him. So now I know where they're at. And I will make sure to send those out as I get them, because I appreciate everyone who is a member, who is here supporting in any way, shape, or form. And it is the least I can do to show some appreciation back. So I think for me, they've not connected Rachelle here. I think her defense is doing a good job questioning
they
him.
really have it, in my opinion. I mean, I feel like there would have been more evidence against her.
Especially with this witness.
Yeah, like text messages, emails, something saying for her to actually do this.
Yeah. And we're not getting it. So I don't know. What we're getting ready to do is we are going to hear, I think this may be broken up into two parts. The defense made a motion for a mistrial yesterday outside the presence of the jury because the judge had been given a message that two of the state's expert witnesses had been listening to testimony in another courtroom, had been watching the proceedings in another courtroom before they testified. and they had been sequestered, so they were not allowed to do so. And the defense asked us for their testimony to be stricken. One of them, I think, was a medical examiner, and I don't remember who the other one was. And then and then he changed it to he just wanted a mistrial. So they're going to argue that
medical examiner.
Yeah, the medical examiner.
Wow, come on, dude, what's going on in Alaska?
I don't know, but so they were supposed to look further. The state was supposed to look further into it to see if they could figure out what had happened. Had they really been watching anything? What was going on? So I think I don't know if that's what we're going to get ready to hear. And then the next video, which is about a half hour long, is them arguing, but for the mistrial and against the mistrial. So this video has like 10 minutes left on it. That's why I'm not sure exactly what's going to be here.
An ME. Maybe he definitely took pot, probably.
I'm like, was it the ME and the print guy, the fingerprint expert that couldn't find his freaking evidence in the envelopes?
Disappeared. Poof. What happened was they puffed the magic dragon and then it went poof.
Yeah.
That's what really happened.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. This has been the strangest trial I think we have ever watched on here.
Yeah, it really has.
And it's not
now I can't wait for her other boyfriend's testimony though. That's going to be interesting for me.
I'm thinking we're going to figure out I don't want to say crazy, because I'm not trying to, I don't want to put him in that box or use that in a derogatory way. I'm not trying to. I just think we're going to find out he's very possessive and controlling and manipulative. And he manipulated this guy right into prison. That's my thoughts as
How many years did he have? Did you say, Carmen? How many years did this guy get?
Brian?
Yeah.
99. Eligible after 33.
Wow.
But
and the other guy got 50.
That is messed up.
Eligible after 16.
So, yeah.
Eligible after 16 years?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I'd be like, dang. I'd be pissed if I was Brian.
Yeah, he probably shouldn't. Well, I don't know. Brian seems level-headed, but he has this thing over here. You did this horrible, horrible thing that you can't just look past it.
Yeah, I think at this point within the trial, he's probably just starting to realize, like you said, like he was kind of taken advantage of, but like still hasn't grasped the concept of like what he's actually facing, you know?
Yep.
Because it's still I mean, how long has he been in prison up until this point here?
13 months.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know.
You got a long way from 99 years.
He hadn't been sentenced because the defense asked him, what was he like? He was expected to tell the truth, and he said, yeah, like you're supposed to up here. And then he had not been sentenced. He could have gotten 20 years or 99 years was the max, and he got the max. So, you know, I've been trying to figure out a way to say it since I saw him do that, but I couldn't come up with one. So thank you, Bad Dazzer.
Oh my God.
You nailed it. You nailed it. Because when I watched him do it, I was like, oh my, not in a good way.
When I told you that I went back and watched some of the videos, I showed Cheyenne that part, and she was like, what the hell is he doing? His wife's unsatisfied.
Oh my God. That is so hilarious.
Well, Puddletown, he was the fingerprint guy that couldn't find the evidence in the envelopes and he didn't lick his fingers, and he also didn't wear gloves.
Sticky, you gotta go back.
Oh, Sticky.
It's another video. What video was that?
Was that
Thursday?
Thursdays?
It was
I think it was
Thursday.
Thursdays.
You
Because
gotta go back to Thursday's video.
we laughed so
Oh,
hard during that
my
video.
God. There was so much that went on within that day. There was a lot.
There were some PF Changs ordered apparently.
Yep. The
Aw.
woman fell asleep. There was invisible evidence.
And 5
They were doing
envelopes.
geometry.
There was rimming.
Yep, there was rimming. There
All of
was
the
straight peeing
Twice.
multiple times.
I thought the judge was going to do it this time. Like, Judge, really?
She did. She was the one who poured it this time. That's why
But
I said,
It wasn't
my
that
thing didn't-
long pour.
yeah. He poured it, and he just like kept pouring it. I'm like, how big is this cup? Is he doing a slow pour? Is he doing like a golf clap, but like slowly? Like, it was the most ridiculous thing ever.
Sir Frank's like, what's for dinner tonight? I don't even want to tell you. Because we had soft tacos.
Oh goodness.
That's
Well, Sir
perfect.
Frank.
That's
I had a pretzel, and I shouldn't have eaten that thing.
He's like, we had soft tacos.
I didn't want to tell him.
I guess
shouldn't
it's
have.
better than a hard taco.
I don't know.
Me neither. I mean, I guess if it comes to tacos, I should be answering this question.
Was that Alaskan pulled pork sticky?
Oh God! Please say no.
Say no.
Sticky, just put a spork in it.
Oh,
Siggy, I think you missed that conversation yesterday.
yep.
It's how my,
Sticky.
it's how my work day went.
You gotta. You missed it. I don't think he was here. Maybe I don't remember.
I'll just briefly tell you. I went
Oh my
up to a
God.
segregation
Pork
cell.
on a
and
spork.
somebody came, or the person that was in the segregation cell said, "Hey, look," and bent over, and they had a spork in their rectum. And I was just like, "Why did you do that?" And she went, "I wanted to use the phone." And then I was like, "Well, that's not how that's going to happen." So she proceeded to shove it up even further. And that was my day. Because it was orange, I legitimately thought it was a carrot at first. And I was like, "Why just shove a carrot up your ass?" And nope, that was a spork. So now we just stick a spork in it.
I did
She
not
didn't-
make cracked spaghetti. I don't know what that
Oh
is.
God! What?
don't
Are
ruin-
you kidding me?
I will take my headphones off right now. This is going to
Oh, you mean broken?
Cut it out right now.
I
Okay,
almost
that's-
I almost sent you a picture in Discord because I made chicken Alfredo casserole with penne pasta on Saturday, and I almost sent a picture and said I thought about breaking this in half too, but I thought that was a bridge too far.
That is a bridge too far. You don't need to break penne.
I
What are
know.
you, a sadist?
It was funny. Yes,
Yes.
I had two soft tacos.
Sticky. No, it wasn't. I had to take her to the hospital. Or I didn't. Somebody else did.
She shouldn't have even had the spork. Obviously, it was
She's
not a
fine.
safety spork.
Although when I heard you say it was a carrot, I was going to say, "Shh, we hunting rabbits."
Well, I'm not joking. The thought that went through my mind was, why should stick this fork up there? We have shove one of those up there. I mean, I prefer you don't shove anything up there, but if you're going to, you had access to a corn dog.
Well, I mean, no, you don't waste a corn dog like that, for goodness sake, Jesus.
When I gave her lunch tray today, she's like, "Can I have a spoon?" No.
She was itchy.
Are you ignoring Sir Frank's message up there?
There's a channel in my Discord just for breaking spaghetti edges.
That is horrible. I mean, I need to get my necklace. You guys are gonna give me the Maloik here. Talking about my grandmother knows you guys are talking about this. I'm gonna get a call in a few minutes.
Well,
Negative.
ew. Stop clicking on the messages.
Stop clicking my button.
I was gonna say hi to whoever. She's hi, good people. I was doing a project and listening, but I'm done now. Wasn't there a fart noise on the same day as a lady who was sawing logs in court? Probably.
Yes, it was. I heard
She
that.
also had a spork in her ass.
Oh,
She had something. She had something definitely in her throat. Should have hurt her. It was ridiculous. She was like,
She needs more
maybe
practice.
SpaghettiOs or something.
who buys broken spaghetti? This girl right here.
She does.
And it was delicious.
It's horrible. It's a horrible travesty.
And so easy because I didn't have to break it.
You don't need to break it.
It was already broken. I already broke it.
You know, like, I mean this in the kindest way, because I would also buy that if I could. Like when people are like, that's some white people shit. That's some
It kind of is. You don't need to break it.
spaghetti.
That's just terrible. Don't do it.
I don't care. That's how my mom did it, and that's how I'm gonna do it. My son
I'm gonna
doesn't
get
do
a
it.
man in Discord now.
Where do you think
No,
I
you're
learned
not,
it?
Seki.
No, Sir Frank, you will not.
You're
but-
not.
No, you're fine.
No. You're not
No.
good, babe.
I'll just say shame, 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 and then hold my Sicilian necklace so nothing bad happens.
I'll just put a bunch of crying, laughing faces and then tag Gabby and then put more crying, laughing faces.
Yeah, that's basically what will happen.
Yeah, you're not going to get banned.
Not getting banned. Karma might accidentally kick you, but if she does, just tell us and we'll bring you
Yeah.
back.
Yeah, it was an accident. Sometimes I just mean to kick, like,
Puddletown knows all
Hey.
about it.
yeah, I meant to hang the phone up because he fell asleep and I accidentally kicked him out of the entire Discord. Sorry.
All right, I'm gonna hit play.
All right.
Let's see what's happening, and then so we can get through this video and get on to the next.
Very present. Council, we have several issues we need to address. Did you want to take those matters up this afternoon?
Which issues?
We've got the your opposition to the motion in limine with respect to the photographs. We have the Rule 615 or the alleged Rule 615 violation.
Yeah. On that one, you told me that you wanted to have a response Monday morning, so.
Okay, and I understand you. I assumed you were not ready to address that.
No, I'm not ready at this time.
I just got the state's opposition to the motion in limine. Is it possible we could address that maybe 8:15 Monday morning? Because I got it today and I've not had a chance to read the cases that the state has cited. If the court wants to, then I guess we can go ahead, but I would like the opportunity to at least sit down and read through it and collect my thoughts. It's been kind of
There are only so many things we can do in 15 minutes on Monday morning, and so I'm hearing three motions that people want to discuss at that point. We either meet before then or we talk about it this afternoon. But I don't think we can, unless you're both willing to limit your arguments on these issues to 2 minutes apiece. And that would be fine with me as well, but however you want to do it is fine.
Well, I'm not sure I can limit my argument on the motion for mistrial on the rule violation, so, but the other one I could probably limit myself to 2 minutes on. See, what are
Right.
the three motions we have are the motions for mistrial.
All right, let me see if we can actually fit that in 15 minutes Monday morning. You're prepared to spend no more than 2 minutes on the picture motion?
Yeah. Okay. But I can't spend just 2 minutes on the rule violations. But you said there were three motions? Oh, the other one is the
tape.
The tape, okay.
the tape.
The
Excising of the tape.
excising of the tape on the,
Yeah, there's only one question and answer on that
I'm not sure what you mean by that, but I want to make sure that both sides have the opportunity to argue those three motions before I issue final rulings.
Okay.
So the only question now is whether or not you can do it within 15 minutes, or if we need to have argument this afternoon, or if you want to come back over the weekend. I'll do any of those things, but I'm not going to hold up the jury Monday morning. So you tell me what you want to do.
I think Mr. Sabani is doing a response on the motion for mistrial, so I could probably have something in writing to the court before 4:30. So I don't know if the defense wants to do something. So a lot of my argument will be in that motion. So I don't know, we might be able to do it.
All right, so you expect that your response on that issue will be written?
Right.
All right.
I think we got the factual issue, but I haven't. I think I can.
All right. I have actually had the opportunity to do some research on that point.
You have had the opportunity to what?
To do some research on that point.
Okay.
But, so I don't expect that there's going to be significant further argument, but I need to know, counsel, you all tell me how much time you want, I'll allocate it, but it's all got to happen before 8:30 Monday morning. So you can have this afternoon, you can have the weekend, or you can have 15 minutes no more Monday morning. Whichever you prefer, you tell me, how much time do you want for these three motions, Mr. West?
I think I can do it.
How much do I need for my side?
Of the three motions, yes, sir. And I'll give you that much time, no more. But I'll give you all the time you want. I'll do it this afternoon, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it Sunday.
10 minutes, I think, would cover the amount.
All right.
Why don't we do it this weekend? I don't know. I just have a bad feeling that if we absolutely limit ourselves to 15 minutes, that we're not going to have sufficient time. And I know the court doesn't want to take it up. And I really would like some time to look at the state's opposition in writing and research that. So we could set it sometime tomorrow afternoon, Sunday afternoon. I don't care, but I really would like some time to sit down and be able to look at these cases and present a cogent argument.
Mr. West,
I don't care about whatever.
were you planning to spend the weekend, or?
Yeah, I'm going to be here in town.
You're going to be in town anyway?
Yeah.
Okay, again, well, then I think we should probably ask the clerk.
Him tapping his fingers. Like, knock it off.
Tomorrow morning at 11?
It's all right with me.
That would be a bad time. And I'm sorry, I have to be at the airport at just about that minute. But I can do it earlier. I can do it. Well, let me bite my tongue for saying I could do it any time. But I could probably do it in the afternoon tomorrow, or I could do it any time on Sunday.
How about around 2 then, tomorrow afternoon?
Does that work for you, Mr. West?
Yes.
All
2
right.
o'clock tomorrow.
All right, and I'm going to anticipate no more than an hour.
Okay.
Does that
Okay.
sound reasonable? Okay. All right, thank you very much.
One question. Given the release conditions, does the court want to order that Mr. Lewis or I pick up Ms. Waterman, or does the court want a JS officer to bring her down? I don't care. It's just whatever works easiest for the court.
Can you pick her up at jail?
Yeah, we could pick her up. That's not a problem. We could pick her up about what? 1?
Pardon me.
Say 1.
There's
and
already
return
a
by
third-party
5.
custody order.
That way.
Pardon me?
Say pick her up at 1 and return by 5. That way we've got a little bit of time to make sure there aren't any problems and get down here so that we're not late. And then we've also got a cushion on the other side.
Okay. I'll issue the order.
Okay.
I'm assuming there's no objection to that, to ensure that they're here on time and
Right.
to hopefully avoid having to have a JS officer.
All right. you guys done listening to them argue about things that doesn't matter to us?
Sure. Now that I have heart palpitations about broken friggin' pasta.
I knew you would be like, I will never make that channel for you.
Never will I ever. It's not gonna. You can do it yourself, and I'll just pretend it doesn't even exist because I can't.
Karen, tell your dog to hush. Every day. Her and Hank,
Well,
every day. Especially when I'm not right there. Like, if they can see me, they won't do it. But if they can't see me, that's it. It's ridiculous. It's redonkulous. But nobody's up there, so there's nobody there to tell them to be quiet. All right, we got this. I'm pretty sure like he won't be successful with his with this motion for a mistrial. What's up, Mr. Brandon? That's so weird. You're just Brandon.
Hey, girl. Hey.
You'll post in the spaghetti channel.
Unbelievable.
Are you talking about Pedaltown?
No, sorry.
Oh, I was gonna say, because he is like not about broken spaghetti.
No, that's not what I was talking about. I wasn't talking about that.
Okay. Well, I hope everything's okay then.
She's just over there.
You'll find out in a second. You'll find out.
Okay. Where am I looking?
I have 1,000 gifts. Thanks, Sir Frank. I'm thrilled to never see them. Good Lord.
Oh my gosh. Alrighty.
Well,
I'm
Italian is different than Sicilian, but okay.
I'm hitting
play. We won't get into that right now.
There might be beef.
I'm scared.
Me too.
Mama, help.
I am. I'm going to hit play.
Mama, help.
That's the way I'm making peace. Here we go. Oh, that buzzing.
Please be seated. We're on record in State versus Rachelle Waterman with Ms. Waterman, counsel, and others present to discuss 3 pending motions. Turning first to the motion for mistrial by the defense, I've received the state's written response to the motion. Did you want to reply?
I'd like a copy of their written response.
I faxed it. It was faxed yesterday. He told me that they faxed it yesterday to the fax number.
It never came through on our fax machine.
Okay. I asked them and they said they had faxed it to the fax number that, here, you can look at this one. The one that Mr. Lewis gave us, which is the same as Mr. Menendez's and Mr. George's one. I don't know.
Dr. Fallico apparently watched John Bond testify.
Right.
All right, Your Honor, we can go back on the record.
We are back on record. Your response?
I don't even know where to begin. I guess the first place that I would start is that the first day of trial, I specifically invoked the rule. There's no question I specifically did. I said that there's a number of things I do on the first day of trial to make sure that I don't forget them, and that was one that I asked for. And that covers whether they watch it, the testimony in here, or whether they watch it downstairs. All of the witnesses that did this are professional witnesses. The idea that Dr. Fallico wants to watch another expert testify is ludicrous. I understand if the state is going to call Dr. Fallico in rebuttal, if we present a medical examiner or a forensic pathologist, I understand that experts can come in and watch other experts testify on the same subject matter. But that's not what happened. Even the state stipulates that these experts watched testimony that had nothing to do with what they did. And these are not lay witnesses. This is not somebody that just wandered in, not knowing what was going on. These are professional witnesses. These are professional witnesses, and they violated the rule. And they violated the rule in a way, Your Honor, that could have affected their testimony. And because of that, because my client has the right to a trial in which the state's evidence is not made up by people collaborating, but by reporting on what they find.
If I could just cut in.
Sure.
Do you assert that there is any change in testimony by any of these witnesses from that which is included in the pretrial expert reports that you received?
I don't know. I do not believe so, but that is one of the things. For example, Dr. Fallico did not testify upon his report, which I understand. He testified upon the basis of Dr. Klingler's report, which is understandable, and he testified that he used some other information. And given the office and the way that testimony was presented, I don't have an objection to him testifying about Dr. Klingler's report. But he also testified that he used some other matters to formulate his opinion, and one of the things that he used was the statements of Mr. Arendt and Mr. Radel. I have no idea to what degree, if any, his testimony of watching Mr. Bond affected what he had to say. And so I think that is extremely problematic. And that is why I asked for a mistrial or a striking of the testimony. Schroff, I would agree that Schroff says it's within the trial court has a wide discretion to fashion a remedy. In the instance with Schroff, it appeared that it was inadvertent. I don't buy the inadvertence argument in this case. If this was a state's factual witness that had never been to court, I could understand that. But we have somebody that comes into court repeatedly. They know when they come up to testify that they sit outside the court until they're called. And there's a reason why they sit outside the court. And they come into court to testify when the state says, you can come in to testify. It's all right now. And the state tells them that when it's either their turn to testify or they're going to sit back there and watch an expert testify on the same subject about which they're going to testify. And I think that it is very problematic that the state does that. And so that's why I would ask for one of those two remedies. The Schroff does bring up another remedy, and that was an instruction. And again, I want to preserve my arguments, and I don't want to waive them. If the court deems that the remedies that I have proposed are not what the court is going to grant, then I would ask for an instruction as what Schroff said. The state.
If I could just cut in again.
Certainly.
To go back to your motion for a mistrial, can you point to any bias or rather any prejudice to the defense case by virtue of the violation of the rule?
No.
And again, I'm sorry to interrupt. Go ahead.
No, that's fine. I understand, and but I think that if not a mistrial or a striking of their testimony, I think that the jury should be advised, because again, this was willful. This was knowing. There should have been. This should not have happened. And the state's response that if there is an instruction, it should apply to Ms. Waterman because she sat through the trial is frankly mind-boggling. Ms. Waterman has the constitutional right to do that. Why the state says that there should be an instruction about Ms. Waterman, who has the constitutional right, versus their own paid professional witnesses, I can't even fathom, Judge. I truthfully cannot fathom. The last page of the state deals with remedy, and it says in Schroff, the remedy was an instruction to the jury that the witnesses were in the courtroom, and it says, it goes on, the next sentence says, if there is a violation, it created no prejudice, no instruction should be given. If given, it should apply to the defendant who will have sat through all of the witnesses, not just for the 2 minutes that Ms. Hammer and Mr. Bivens saw of Chris Beheim. So that is, I do not even understand how that argument can be made with a straight face. But that would be my position, and I would ask for, in order, one of those remedies.
I think that last sentence was a typo because Mr. Sabodny was rushing through and trying to get it by 4:30. So I don't think that's quite what he meant to say on that. But he was rushing around and was trying to proofread it as quickly as he could. And so I think that last sentence, there's a couple of typos in here that I've noticed. So but if the I'm not going to try to stand up here and defend them. We've talked with them, and they all three admit that they just weren't thinking about it. They knew they were excluded from the jury room, from the courtroom, and they just went down and didn't even think about the television being downstairs is being considered part of the courtroom. So, and I'm not going to stand up here and try to defend them doing it. The issue is one of remedy, and in this case, the remedy should focus on what it needs to correct any harm done. And frankly, there really hasn't been much harm. The expert directly with Ms. Waterman, they're dealing more with the murder, and the only witness that the two crime lab people, Mr. Bivens and Ms. Hammer, saw was Mr. Beheim, and he was on for like 5 minutes, testified that the rocks and the plants that were recovered at the fire scene had gasoline on them. Mr. Radel testified that when he poured the gasoline up there. Mr. Bond testified that he could smell gasoline coming from it, and that's the reason he picked the area. The only Mr. Bivens' testimony as to that portion of it was he was there and helped Mr. Bond gather those items, and I think his testimony was that, as well as he brought them back to the crime lab, and that was the only thing that he testified to that dealt with the issues of the rocks and the plants. So, and I don't think there's much contesting the fact that there was a gas trail in the area, and so I don't see how them listening to Mr. Beheim's testimony would have any effect on Mr. Bivens' testimony, which on that issue wasn't all that significant. It was, the other issues were him taking the photographs of the area and then him checking the garage and then looking for fingerprints in the house, which Mr. Beheim's testimony had nothing to do with. Ms. Hammer testimony had absolutely nothing to do with Mr. Beheim's testimony. So the purpose for the rule is to prevent either intentionally or unintentionally being affected by another person's testimony. And I don't see how that could have occurred in this situation dealing with those two seeing Mr. Beheim. Now, Dr. Fallico, he did testify that he had examined, I think he was aware of the fire marshal's materials beforehand, but his testimony was based on Dr. Klingler's autopsy report, which he had some involvement with at the time because he testified that he saw parts of the autopsy or some of the stuff that was being done at the time of the autopsy. He also testified about statements that Mr. Aaron and Mr. Radel testified to, and he brought them up there. And I mean, if the court wants to, we can bring Dr. Fallico back, and the defense can go have another chance to cross-examine about any of those materials if you want to. We're willing to do that. But there's been no cases that we're aware of where mistrial has been the remedy. The most that the courts have allowed is exclusion of the witness's testimony, and the state doesn't feel that should be done because the violation in this case was not didn't prejudice the defendant in any way. So I do think that the mistrial should be granted, nor should their testimony be excluded. If the court wishes to, we can instruct the jury that Mr. Bivens and Ms. Hammer and Dr. Fallico were present during testimony of, or that those two were, Mr. Bivens and Ms. Hammer were present or listened to the testimony of Mr. Boeheim before he testified, and that Dr. Fallico listened to the testimony of John Bond before he testified, and the jury can take that into consideration. And if the court wishes to enter a fine, the court could do that, but the state doesn't believe that mistrial or exclusion of the witness's testimony is an appropriate remedy, considering the defendant hasn't been prejudiced by it.
Anything else, sir? Your motion.
No, Your Honor. Just to say that I wish to have, that by asking for alternative remedies, I do not wish to have been deemed in any way to have waived my motions.
All right, thank you. Well, as noted by Mr. West, the rationale behind Rule 615 is basically the concern that one witness might change or shade their testimony based on what they've heard other witnesses testify to. And in this instance, while there's been a violation of the rule of exclusion, everyone concedes that, the testimony by Dr. Fallico, Ms. Hammer, and Mr. Bivens appears to be related to undisputed facts in this case and completely consistent with pretrial expert reports that were provided to the defense. In short, there's essentially no testimony to change or shade as it relates to these witnesses. Given the concession, a well-founded concession, that there's no apparent prejudice of any type to the defense by this error, there are similarly no grounds for mistrial. I'm also satisfied that under the particular circumstances presented here, there are insufficient grounds for exclusion of the testimony. I am prepared to allow the defense to recall any of those witnesses if you wish to cross-examine with respect to the fact that they were present for the testimony, or they observed the testimony of either Mr. Boeheim or Mr. Bond. And if the defense requests, and I think I understood you to make that request, I'll advise the jury that Dr. Fallico watched the testimony of Mr. Bond prior to his testimony, and that Ms. Hammer and Mr. Bivens watched the testimony of Mr. Boeheim before their testimony, and the jury may consider that fact in evaluating their testimony. Do you want me to get, I'm not sure what the jury will make of that, but if you want me to give that instruction, I will.
I think that all things considered, I don't think it's necessary to recall them, but I would like the court to give that instruction.
Okay.
And I think that it's appropriate to just identify who observed what testimony, and then I don't know if the court wants to say generally witnesses are excluded, and the jury can use that as a consideration when viewing their testimony as they deliberate. We can work on the wording now or make a proposal later or whatever, but that's what I would ask, given the court's rulings.
Well, my concern with respect to beginning to try to explain that is that, of course, we have investigators that have the right to be present throughout the trial. We have the defendant that has the right to be present throughout the trial. I've accorded Ms. Waterman's father the right to be present throughout the trial. All these people are witnesses or potential witnesses. I'm afraid I might start to confuse the jury about the rule of exclusion if I go into too much detail about it.
Okay.
But I will craft a instruction that basically advises what I just stated.
Very well.
Take it into account in their deliberations.
Very well.
Turning to the question of the photographs, written motion in limine was filed by the defense to exclude photographs of Ms. Waterman apparently found on Mr. Arendt's computer, and I have reviewed the state's written response to the motion in limine. So basically, that just leaves the reply by the defense, unless there's something further you wanted to add to the state's written response, Mr. West.
The only thing I can think of is, in light of the cross-examination that was done of Trooper Claus by the defense, sort of implying that Mr. Arendt is sexual predator or something of that nature, and the letters he wrote illustrate that, and that she was a naive or 15 or 16-year-old young girl, and I think the photographs clearly undermine that argument the defense would be making on that. So I think that cross-examination added more weight to the state's view that the probative value overrides any prejudicial effect.
I don't recall any testimony or questioning that used the word or referenced the word naive. If I recall the questioning, it related to the appropriateness of someone having sexual relations with a 15-year-old when they were 3 or more years older than that 15-year-old.
It was also the 24-year-olds, and they went through the letters that Trooper Claus read.
Okay, so she just said it again, right? Having sex with a 15-year-old when they're 3 years or older than the 15-year-old.
Yeah, I don't think Google is right on what it's saying.
But she just
Because
said. Go ahead.
No, maybe I'm confused so much.
Maybe just go back a tiny bit and rewatch it real quick.
Just a smidge.
Also, sir, if they're going to talk about Jason Arendt being those things that you just mentioned, it's because he is. Oh, wait, there's the relations with a 15-year-old when they were 3 or more years older than that 15-year-old. If I recall the questioning, it related to the appropriateness of someone having sexual relations with a 15-year-old. I'm going to hit play.
Related to the appropriateness of someone having sexual relations with a 15-year-old when they were 3 or more years older than that 15-year-old.
It was also the.
So, that still, it still makes no sense.
I think she's referring to 3 or more being 18 or older.
You mean the other person being 18?
I think the other person, I'd have to go back and look at the law.
Within 3 years of 15 is legal if it's consensual.
Well, 16 would have been 16 was supposedly the age of consent. I don't know.
But they're still far apart. I'm not the best at math.
Sticky.
16 to 24 is.
Sounds like we might have been having a golden village tonight.
I think that's Chinese food.
Yeah.
Not like
Bong.
environment.
Bong. Bong.
Hello.
9 years. Listen, this is what I'm saying. It's way too late to do math. I can't be doing this. There's too many numbers being thrown out.
I can do this for you.
All right, do it. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Number 9, order P.F. Chang up.
We have your sweet and sour chicken ready with egg roll.
Yes.
You want egg roll?
Okay.
So bad.
Oh, 16-24 is 8 years.
Right. But even she did say 15. She did say 15 and it's consensual.
But 18 is an adult. Isn't that legal no matter what? Yes, but she wasn't 18. She wasn't 18. They were 24. And she
Yeah.
was 16, 15?
She was 15. Supposedly the age of consent was 16.
Sticky, you've been here 4 hours. Thank you.
Oh no, Sir Frank.
Whoever, I'm glad that I'm not the only one that knows that. And then.
I'm scared that you know that.
Did they close Pete? Became
It's not a joke. It's place.
No,
Okay.
isn't that from Dude, Where's My Car?
What?
And then?
Oh, and I was like peeking, peeking.
No, and then.
I just said that.
You know
so
what that
wrong.
means in the language, though? It means drive up. That's why it's funny.
It
'Cause they
means
keep
drive
saying
what?
it means drive up.
Oh.
In the movie, he's at the drive-through.
I thought you said it means dry butt. And I'm like, all right, that's
No.
enough fast talking.
No.
Had enough of
No,
it
it
for the
doesn't.
last 48 hours.
It's not what
Good.
it means. Drive up. He's at the drive-through and he's ordering his food, and he's like, and
Oh, and she's saying, and
Yeah,
then
I know what it is.
Yeah.
Like, I know what you. I just thought you said dry butt. I'm like, what?
no.
Like, and then.
that peeking dog should be arrested for voyeurism. Well, they closed. So, all right. So we don't know about this whole 3-year thing, then, right? We're all in agreement.
I'm just looking at the Gomez jacket. That's all.
I was
see.
thinking Beetlejuice. I
I
know
mean,
it's reversed, but it could be if he just laid it out in the sun.
also, it looks like that jacket was spray painted stripes.
That's just
He's
kind
like,
of
I got court tomorrow. I gotta go lay this out in the garage.
Who wants to help me, ladies?
Handed down.
sounded like dry buff on this side of the screen.
And then,
I'm not the only one that didn't hear it correctly.
well,
Okay,
it's
now
probably
that we-
my accent. Sorry.
Now that we have that straight,
What do you?
I mean, do we at this
we
point?
don't.
Is
It's 3
anything
years
straight?
unless they are considered an adult. I have no clue.
No,
I don't even
you
know what-
said 3. The other person said 10. The other person said 4. We don't know.
I don't know.
They're just wearing a turtleneck. That's all I know.
Carrot
Carrot
butt. That's
butt.
what Carmen saw yesterday.
Yep. Straight up carrot butt.
Ugh. It was in my dreams too.
Sounds terrible.
Oh my
And then when I walked up,
Message me after the live because I have a remedy for that.
I don't want to.
Carl Baskin
Carol Bass. Oh
whacked her
gosh.
husband, whacked him.
Thought
You
it
see
was
that song?
spark butt.
Yeah,
Spork
that
butt. Well, it was orange.
Spork
That's
butt?
the only reason I said it was a carrot.
I'm
'Cause it
sorry,
was-
spark plug? What?
Then I walked.
It was an
I
orange
saw them
spork.
when the sergeant was really busy. So she was like, "Hey, my last name. Can you feed them?" And then she's just right at the window. Hi, can I have a spoon? No. How am I supposed to eat this with your hand?
I
With
see.
apparently
Christ.
with her butt. That person needed to
Shove it up there. I don't care.
she shoved it the wrong way because she could have had a spoonful, but you know, she just had the handle hanging out there.
It was quite pokey.
Whoever that makes sense. But-
She did the hokey pokey. She turned herself.
That is not what it's all about. Your last name is my last name. Oh my gosh. she's I can't even imagine. There she is.
I am unalived right now.
And Carmen
I
was
just
never seen
can't.
again.
Oh my God, that was ridiculous. Who did that to us? Who did it?
I don't know.
It was Carmen. She said the hokey pokey.
That's like what it's about for some people. Are you good? And
I
see.
think so.
Good. Good.
I should shut my mic off because if I start laughing, it's gonna make her laugh.
Okay. Well, I have to go right here to serious because that makes sense. As long as it's no more than 3 years older, as long as it's consensual, still can't get to 24 and 15. Y'all got mom back. Mom's here.
Bridget's eyes.
Y'all in trouble.
It was Brandon who got me. Just made me smile.
Y'all
Same.
got-
His eyes.
Anyways,
I just want you to notice I was behaving for once.
No, you
Trying
didn't.
over
You
here.
said you just said something before.
I did.
You did. It was right before Mama Wow popped in. You lucky bastard.
Prove it.
I'm gonna go back and prove it.
look at that shit.
You didn't see
That
what I
crap,
said as
sorry.
Carmen imploded. Is it in chat? I didn't.
Oh, what'd she say?
I don't know. I don't see it anywhere. She must have said it out loud. Well, at least no snarkity snorting going on. Snooze. It's in chat. Where? All
I don't
see
see
is
anything.
all I see is y'all.
Me too. That's all I see as well.
And then there is nothing from you.
That's it.
It's not.
You see it, Carmen?
YouTube
No.
might have not have let it through. Try and type it again, but in a different way.
But it didn't pop up. Like, it didn't even do as a helpful review.
No, sometimes YouTube does that. Like whenever AJ says, tell me if the sound is good, every time I put sound with a thumbs up or it sounds great with a thumbs up,
Yeah, you
YouTube
can't do
doesn't
it.
even let it through anymore.
Yep.
It won't even let it through at all.
Sounds great.
Sometimes you
Thumbs
just
up.
have to. That's why you'll see sometimes we just type in one letter at a time
Yeah.
or a couple words.
Wow. It doesn't let
Yeah,
it through.
it
That's
won't.
dumb.
And
Yeah,
it's the
and
stupidest thing.
Lesko
There's
always
nothing.
blames us for his stuff not coming through.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with what I was saying. Like sound great.
Sounds great.
Why is that banned?
Yeah.
YouTube?
I get that all the time because I'll be like, "Oh, that sounds really good," or "Great job," or
That one went through.
Yeah.
"Thanks,
See,
I'm glad that one came right on through."
if you swear,
And then
it'll
gets
let it through. But
and then they're like, "Here, you're in trouble now because you said something bad."
yep, see, dick, shit. Someone put bitch,
I
piss.
should give him a spork.
You
Here,
should.
YouTube daddy. Here's a spork.
I know what's
You know
wrong
where
with
that-
it. Ain't got no
Ain't got-
smoke in it.
Yeah. It's a spork right up its rectum.
That's why I put the YouTube Ask Hattery reminder in chat elsewhere.
Mm-hmm.
It's like
Well,
it's
Gabby
not-
tried to say banana the other day, and it was like, no, you will not say the
It-
banana.
It's like I
It
don't like
legit.
I don't
It
like
wouldn't even let me use the
bananas.
banana emoji instead of the word banana.
But what's a YouTube bad word when sounds good is bad?
Well, I remember
There is none.
when Brandon, like my brother Brandon, put something in the chat, but it didn't pop
Yeah,
up
see?
on screen, but it popped up in
Rude.
the chat. Like, but sometimes it'll pop up on screen, but not like on my cell phone. It's a lot of effery.
He spelled banana wrong, Gabby.
It's
Yeah.
Bananas.
But
It's
that's not how
banana.
he's.
B
I know.
is banana.
You sent me the truth.
The whole
It-
truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
It won't let me say pumpkin insides.
Rude.
Probably not.
Oh, the word guts.
Banana, Anna. Oh, he got it. He tricked it.
Oh. It's like Brianna, but banana.
And bananas. There's lots
I
of
hope
things.
so.
Oh.
I hope so.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna mute.
Let's finish this up and see what this dude has to say.
24-year-olds, and he went through the letters that Trooper Claus read, and he went into talking about those. So I do think it does.
All right, thank you. Any reply?
I do have a reply. For one, the pictures do not, the pictures are not relevant. Relevance is defined as any fact that makes a material fact, or any evidence that makes a material fact more or less likely. We do not dispute the sexual component of the relationship between Ms. Waterman and Mr. Arendt. The photographs then do not make that relationship more likely or less likely. So for that reason, they're not relevant. Secondly, as I've argued in my motion, I think that the pictures are essentially designed to titillate the jury and embarrass and humiliate Ms. Waterman. So for that reason, I think that they are more prejudicial than probative. But thirdly, I want to point out another reason why these pictures are not relevant. I'm going to just say, I can't believe the state has the audacity to make the argument that they make. And I don't say that lightly. If Jason, the testimony I think is going to be undisputed that the pictures were taken in early July 2004. Ms. Waterman, according to the charging instruments, turned 16 on August 26, 1988. Those pictures were taken when she is 15 years old. In Alaska, pictures of somebody under the age of 18 who is nude or depicted in a sexually provocative way are illegal. They are flat illegal. Under federal law, using the internet to entice a minor to pose in that way is a crime. The Federal Bureau of Investigation sets up sting operations doing that. And if Trooper Claus had done his job, if he had gone to talk to Jason Arendt and investigated this, and this case had been prosecuted before Lauri Waterman had been killed, the state would not allow the defense to stand up and say, you know what, these pictures show that it was a consensual relationship. The state would object, and they would object rightly, because when somebody is under the age of 16, they cannot legally consent to have sex. They cannot have pictures taken of them in sexually provocative ways. It is not allowed. It does not matter.
Just for clarification, I haven't heard any evidence or even any suggestion that Mr. Arendt took these pictures or enticed the taking of these pictures.
I understand that, and I think
every suggestion that they're self-photographs. So, I mean, I'm not sure if I'm following your argument.
My argument is this. It doesn't matter whether she takes the pictures herself or not. Mr. Arendt cannot possess them. The physical aspect of their relationship by law is coercive. I cannot stand up as a defense lawyer and say, well, maybe she was, if I'm representing Mr. Arendt, I can't stand up and say, well, maybe she was 15, Judge, but she wanted to have sex. Consent is not a defense. The state stands up and says, well, this shows that she wanted it. By law, it doesn't matter. By law, it is irrelevant whether she wants it. And I expect the testimony is going to establish, I have a good faith basis based upon what has been provided in discovery, anticipating what is coming up. And I know that the court does not have all of that evidence. But I expect that the testimony is going to demonstrate some emails from Jason Arendt instructing Ms. Waterman on how to pose, and I expect the testimony is going to demonstrate that the pictures were taken in early July when she was 15 years old. And because she was 15 years old, Judge, the state's argument that she wanted it doesn't hold water. There is not a lawyer in this state that would stand up and say that in a sexual abuse of a minor case, consent matters. Reasonable mistake of age? Maybe, but consent? No, because somebody under the age of 16 cannot consent. And it floors me that in this case, the state stands up and says, well, it's clear she consented. When in any case, if Jason Arrett was prosecuted and a defense attorney said, well, she consented, it would be stricken because that's not a relevant defense. And so for that reason, Judge, I don't think that they're relevant because she's too young to consent. And the state is charged with protecting and serving the citizens, including the minor citizens. And part of what they do to protect and to serve is to protect them from people that take advantage of them when they're too young. And so, Judge, their response that she wanted it is just, I truly am speechless that they would even say that. So for that reason, for those three reasons, Judge, I disagree with the state, and I say that those pictures are irrelevant and prejudicial and should not be admitted, even with the alterations that the state has proposed.
All right, thank you. Well, the question comes before me in an unusual procedural posture in that this is not a sexual abuse of a minor charge nor a pornography charge, but rather a conspiracy to commit murder charge. And I'm satisfied that the nature of the ongoing relationship between Ms. Waterman and Mr. Arrett, alleged co-conspirators, is relevant. And the state has and will almost certainly continue to be allowed to discuss when, where, why, how Ms. Waterman and Mr. Arrett communicated at any relevant times. My concern with respect to the photographs is that essentially they go to what is an uncontested fact, certainly not the core fact. In other words, whether or not these photographs were taken or exist does not make it more or less likely that a conspiracy existed. And I'm concerned that the photographs are inflammatory and that there is a real risk that the jury would view these photographs and essentially draw or potentially draw conclusions as to whether Ms. Waterman is or is not engaged in appropriate conduct. And I think that that is a peripheral issue to the core question of the conspiracy here. And I'm very concerned that the danger of unfair prejudice greatly, in my view, outweighs the potential probative effect of actually introducing the sexually explicit photographs of Ms. Waterman. As I noted, the state can ask questions about the relationship, about exchange of photographs, about exchange of letters, about communications between these two, because obviously their relationship is at the core of questions involving this case. But again, I'm satisfied that those photographs are simply too inflammatory to introduce.
Just one other question then. The officers will still be able to testify that they found these photographs on Mr. Arrett's on his computer, and they describe what they see in the photos, or not?
I don't see any reason why not.
Okay.
I mean, that goes to the nature of the relationship.
I think it would be appropriate if given the court's ruling, they describe them as pictures of Ms. Waterman in disrobed and in sexually suggestive positions. I think that would be satisfied. I don't think more needs to be said.
I don't feel particularly comfortable in putting words into the officers' mouths or dictating the exact language that they can use. The shock value and the concern that I have has to do with viewing of the photographs. I mean, this jury has certainly heard about Ms. Waterman's relationship with Mr. Arant, and to the extent that a description of the kinds of materials they exchange with one another can be given to the jury, I'm going to allow it. It's just that, again, while it might be said that the photographs have some relevance, I think that the danger of unfair prejudice is too great for them to be introduced. Simply talking about them, in my view, is does not pose that level of danger. The final issue goes to the third taped interview with Ms. Waterman, and I'd given a preliminary ruling on that point and cited to the cases on which I relied. I don't know if the state wanted to be heard further on that or not.
I've looked over the cases, and as the court knows, I completely disagree with the defense on the Fifth Amendment right to remain silent privilege. But as I said, I thought about it, and you brought it up, the Fourth Amendment issue, and
actually, you brought it up, but I agreed.
Right, and I don't think she has standing to assert Mr. Arant's Fourth Amendment violation, but to have a glass warrant, she does have to consent that they monitor and listen to her. So to that extent, she does have a Fourth Amendment violation. So after looking at those cases, the Court of Appeal or the Supreme Court was fairly strict standard on that issue. So and the defense attorney didn't even object, and they overturned the conviction anyway. So I've had the troopers do an edited version of it, and we're going to try to get a copy. It may be a couple days before we get a copy, but we can give a copy to the defense, and they can see if that's all right or not.
Okay. All right. I think that those are the three issues that we reserved for today.
I think so.
We almost could have made it in 15 minutes.
We almost, but I'm glad we came in today so that we didn't have to rush. Thank you.
Anything else before we break for the day?
No, Your Honor.
Have a pleasant weekend. Let's go off record.
All righty then. Hang on one second.
Wait.
So
Why, Puddleton? They would unalive them because if you've the one name you've heard repeatedly through this entire Brian Radel's entire testimony, Jason. Jason said this. Jason said that. Jason.
Well, who is Jason getting his information from?
We don't know. Was Jason making that up?
I don't know.
Because
That's what I've been saying this whole time. It's going to be interesting to hear what Jason has to say. And also, when you were gone, I asked your mom, like, is there going to be any portion of her blog that she wrote that stated anything, or is there going to be messages between her, Jason, and Brian of her saying, like, telling them to do this? Like, it's you know.
In the opening statement, they showed her confessing.
and then she recanted.
Recanted or whatever, and then confessed again, and then withdrew, and then confessed again, and then withdrew. Like, if you go back and look at the opening statements, it's right there.
I understand what you're saying.
But do I think they should show the jury explicit photos of her having interactions with because this is not that type of case.
Even if they were
if
just
it's
nude of
that
her.
strong, no, that's not that type of case. That's still a minor. No. But I mean, because they should be able to lay the foundation well enough. They had a relationship. You don't need to, the jury doesn't need to see that.
And they have laid that foundation that, yeah, they had a relationship. But it only thing we have is Jason was the go-between. Jason was the messenger. Jason, there's an email from Jason to Rachelle that the state put in the opening saying the hunting trip was canceled or called off or whatever. But that's Jason sending her something. We don't have anything coming back. And
Whoever.
As much as I hate to say, like, with Brian getting 99 years and Jason getting 50, sounds like those need to be flip-flopped.
Well, it sounds like sounds like Jason took a deal. He got a better deal.
He did get a better deal, but I thought he got the better deal because he didn't actually participate in the unaliving. But Brian yesterday, who was going to take the blame for it all.
If you're there, you're participating.
Well, he supposedly wasn't there. He supposedly was the getaway driver, but was not there when Brian unalived Lauri. But Brian's story did not say that. Brian said that he put his hand. He helped him. He was there. He was there the whole time. And I think Brian is starting to see that Jason lied.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah.
So until we have something, we haven't heard from Jason, and we need to hear from Jason. The state did not ask any questions yesterday when they had Brian on the stand under direct and was asking them about the plans they formulated. That's why all the notes I had yesterday that I read, I just threw them out because it doesn't matter. The state themselves who said these three planned these things, the boat in the tub, the her getting one to the head when she drove away from the school, the burglary gone wrong thing, that all three of them participated in planning that. When he had Brian and asked Brian if Rachelle participated in that, Brian said no. Brian said it was just him and Jason. Jason is supposedly the go-between because when Brian came on board, Brian became the head dude, according to the state. He took over. Jason was the messenger. So
yeah, but exactly. But yes, he's the messenger. But who does he have to be the messenger between? He's got to be the messenger between Rachelle and Brian. So that still orchestrates Rachelle in this.
But does he? Because he wanted her to be emancipated at 16 because he didn't want to wait till she turned 18 because he was afraid she wouldn't stick around. He goes nuts when she's not online. He goes crazy and is going to go unalive her mom right then and there because she's not online and he can't get a hold of her. That's insane.
I'm not saying that the dude isn't crazy and absolutely 110% controlling. I think she plays a part.
I mean, that's insane.
Because I think he already had those tendencies. But then if you put Rachelle into this and she's over here blogging and she's saying all these things, whether they're true or they're not true, that is just going to fuel Jason's fire. Where he's like, I gotta do something. Then you put Brian into this. But the first person that started this is Rachelle.
And I said yesterday Rachelle may have been running her mouth to Jason because it got attention from Jason. But she also may have just been overly dramatic because there's been no foundation laid for any of this abuse from her mom has ever happened.
No, I don't
So
disagree with.
I'm
I
saying,
do
like,
not disagree
she
with
could
you.
have went to Jason and been like, "Oh, boo-hoo, look at my bruise that came from volleyball that my mom did when she threw me down the stairs," which never happened. Because then Jason's all, "Here's some attention, blah, blah, blah." But then he goes and tells Brian, "Hey, her mom is abusing her." Brian has feelings about that because of
Brian,
his upbringing.
yeah, Brian, I feel like is like Jason's friend only because Jason potentially had manipulated him his entire life. Basically, I mean, he said they've known each other since what? They were in like middle school or something.
I think so. They met at church
So
camp.
it's like he's known this kid, and Brian is like the nerdy kid who likes to play video games, D&D, all these things growing up. Jason doesn't seem like that type of person who maybe does that, and he's like maybe like his like cool friend, kind of thing. Brian, the one who's on the stand, is the nerdy friend who's always liked computer games. He probably likes Magic, probably likes Pokemon cards. Like throughout his whole life, he met this kid Jason, who's kind of a little bit who Brian thinks is like cooler than him. He might have been in like the in kind of crowd. Who knows? Again, like your mom said, there's no evidence right now that they've shown us that Rachelle has messaged both of them all together saying, "Unalive my mother because of this." It's only now, we've only heard Brian's word that he said, Jason said this about her mother, and now he doesn't see her online, so now he's worried about her. We have to go and do this now. I'm so worried about her, we have to go and unalive her right now. This is the only information we're getting. And
What's she
he's
charged
saying
with?
this to Brian.
What, Carmen?
What is she charged with?
I had it written down. I think she got first and second degree and conspiracy charges.
I don't agree with the first, like my own personal opinion. I don't agree with the first and second, but if it was me, yeah, I'm gonna hit you with conspiracy because.
But you got to prove that it's
I
there.
understand, but there is letters. There is a lot of things. Even
where
just
are the
an
letters?
opening. Go back and look at the opening statements.
But the
Okay.
opening statements also said those three made these plans together and then never ever even got that point across yesterday. He
I
never
understand. No,
he never
I'm not
even
saying
put her
that this-
even in the planning. The
I'm
state
not saying that this trial is in a complete mess, because it is. But if you go back and look, I guess whoever I know that openings and closings are evidence, but they showed letters. They showed like interrogation videos. They shouldn't have done that right off the bat. They should have waited. But again, this trial is a complete mess. But when it all comes back around, it's the three of them. And I don't care how much these two, or Brian so far, I don't know what Jason's going to say, try to protect her. There are consequences for your actions.
And
even if you
I
are
agree with you.
dramatic and this person takes you way too seriously because they have their own issues, and then they go unalive somebody, the unaliving happened because of your statements. There are consequences for your actions. Do I think you should get hit with first or second? No.
Well,
And even
what
conspiracy,
was
that's a stretch, but
what
there's
was her
other
statement
charges.
specifically, though? Was her statement, "Hey, Jason, Brian, please unalive my mother because she's abusing me"? Was that her statement?
I don't remember
See,
what it
Heidel.
exactly was. Have a good night. Not like those exact words, but she admitted that she knew about it.
She knew that
And
they were
so-
going to do this.
And that's a charge in itself. If
Yeah.
you know that this
Obstructing
could
justice or something.
well, if somebody gets unalived, it's a higher charge than that. But
Oh,
that's where we would start.
yeah.
But that's still a charge. There's still consequences for your actions.
But it would be,
Right.
I don't know. I have been waiting because I really thought by this time the state would have laid out more evidence
More. Yeah.
to put her in this, and they haven't. They just haven't.
And I
And
agree with you on that. Sorry for lack of a better word, this trial is a shit show.
it absolutely is.
It
And
really is.
I agree with John is that it's possible because the only two names we're hearing is Jason Brian, Jason Brian, Jason Brian, is that Jason told Brian that Rachelle wanted her mom to be unalive, but that she never said that. Like I said yesterday, she may have been running her mouth to
Yeah.
Jason, but that's
Yeah.
all it was running her mouth. There was no and go unalive my mom attached to it. It was just
Well-
her being 16 and being angry and not liking that her mom was telling her, no, you can't date a 24-year-old. And so she
Right.
was complaining about that. And I'm sorry, he had some plans that he should not have had with her to
Mhm.
to emancipate her and to take her
Mhm.
away at 16 years old is wrong. And if he could have
Oh,
done it,
yeah,
he would have.
Yeah.
You're a pedo.
So that makes me just even go, was he trying to lay all this out so that in his mind, they were going to run away?
Yeah, that's what makes me can't wait for his testimony specifically to see, just to hear and see his demeanor of like how he handles all the questions and stuff like within his testimony. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, still.
Hey, girl. Hey. It's just.
I meant to click on that.
This case is a prime example. Speak what you mean what you speak. And if you don't say it.
Yeah, this case be doozy, I tell you what.
Yeah,
words can get like people are crazy, especially nowadays. People are nuts.
Apparently, and in
well,
Alaska too.
They don't ever get
especially
any sun. Their
when-
vitamin D's way down.
Way down. They're real slow. They be on that bus, that one bus that you can't take out of town because you have to fly a plane
isn't
or
out
a
of
boat.
town.
Yep.
Mom, over here saying sorry to interrupt you.
That's okay. I don't know. I don't remember now. But
You were just like, Carmen's right.
I think
I
no. It wasn't that. I think from right now, I just think that Jason was at the point he would have heard whatever he wanted to hear to make the things he wanted to happen. So
Right.
who knows what she said? I mean, we have to either hear it, and I'm not talking about her interrogation video because was her dad there? Like there's a lot of things that could be wrong with that on its own. But what did she say before the crime happened? What did her blog say? Does she have? Are they going to bring any friends in that she said this other stuff to? Like
yes,
it's got to be something else there. I'm sorry, 16-year-old girls can't keep their mouths shut about anything.
Yep.
This is what I think happened. Wasn't there? Don't know. Haven't read into any of this because I want to watch it just as you guys. This is honestly what I think happened. You got a 16-year-old female. Hormones are going crazy. A lot of emotions. You know, and now your parents are telling you you cannot be with this person, which pisses
Yeah.
you off even more.
Yeah, I mean, she's got a soft taco, so you know.
So therefore,
I'd be a little
she's
sore.
gonna be dramatic. She's gonna tell Jason these things. Jason is going to ask her questions, basically the type of questions that are leading,
Yeah.
I guess, to make something worse. Then you still have a 16-year-old girl that's gonna be like, oh yeah. And now you have this small situation that has grown bigger that's really not really happening. And then you have Jason that's going to continue to make this situation bigger and bigger. She's going to go along, say, yep, that's true. Yep, that happened. This is what's happening because he's planting the seed in her head that this is happening. Then he goes to Brian. Brian's like, WTF, we got to do, like, I don't know
He's
what
trying
to
to
do.
protect his friend too.
And then Jason's like, this is what we got to do. And it's just a quick spiral on something that could have been so small that
Yeah.
it's really just planting the seed, got a 16-year-old agreeing. Planting the seed, 16-year-old agrees.
You know what I also think too, a lot that has to play in with this case is that it's a small Alaskan town. We keep forgetting this, that it's very small. You know, these kids, they're 24 years old, right? But they grew up here. Like, they've lived here their whole lives, you know? And it's a remote town, you know? And who knows what happened to them throughout their lives. You know, they grow up in this remote town, not a lot of people around, not a lot of things to do, not a
Brian's
lot of
life
girls.
wasn't great. I mean, his
Yeah,
parents
I mean, you heard he got a hose, he got all this
got
stuff,
all the stuff. His
you know?
business has now failed. I mean, he's thinking about
Yeah.
offing himself because
Mhm.
his business has failed. It's like, dude, lots of people do that. Lots of very successful people have a ton of failures before they're ever successful. You can't,
Right.
you got to keep going.
But it's a different world in Alaska, especially in these remote fishing towns. Completely different world compared to like what we're used to. Like we're actually, AJ, we're on town. Okay? We're on town. We're in the big cities here, and it doesn't compare to the small airplane whiskey buttholes of Alaska.
Yeah,
You have to fly right into those things.
I mean,
Hope you don't get pink eye kind of thing. You know what I mean?
her town is the same size as my town, but I'm not on an island. So
Yeah, and that's
I
the
can-
difference. Like, these people grew up together. They all know each other. What was it? They have like 2,000 people within this one small fishing village. I mean, that's not a lot of people. It's not
it
a
is
lot.
not.
And growing up in a place like that, from a kid to an adult, really, it's
I would not like to live there because
it's not a lot going on. Yeah, mental growth is slow there. You're right, Shinny. It's real slow, apparently. It's extremely slow.
That's what I was saying about by asking about IQs. I
Yeah.
don't know. Well, I don't know. Maybe. Do you
Well,
know
I'll tell you one
language
thing, though,
okay?
but
I
if
have no idea.
you tell them how to survive an apocalypse, they'd probably be able to 100% get you through that.
Yeah,
Because their survival skills are probably 125% out there,
I just can't get there yet, Puddletown. that she manipulated them. I'm on Jason as
I
the manipulator right now.
Yeah, I can't get there either right now. I have to hear and see what Jason's going to say on stand first
Yep.
for me to actually make my decision about that.
Lesko's all for islands and not having to talk to people, but he wouldn't raise a kid there.
No. After
That's
this,
you?
probably not, right?
Yeah.
Is that you?
Team Island.
Hashtag Team Island.
According
Yes,
to our
Colin.
daily survival surroundings, we have evolved further than they needed to. Oh my gosh. I don't know. I don't know where we're going. What's gonna happen?
Everyone
when we
just hop
get
on the
there.
sailboat and just drift along for the ride because, I don't even know.
Her parents seem to treat her differently in response to the same behavior, likely because Doc is out selling cookies all the time.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. I want to know that story right there. Where's Doc with all these dang, cookie children sellers? I mean, children cookie sellers?
I'm not touching
See
it.
what I'm saying? It
Not-
doesn't come out right.
Nope, it doesn't. There, you cannot make it.
You can't. You can't.
can't-
Girl
you-
Scout cookie sellers?
Whatever you say, it will not. It's not right.
Scout leader of Girl Scout
Nope.
cookie sellers? Nope. Definitely not. Nope.
You can't say he was in Juneau for a Girl Scout meeting. That's not right.
Nope, you can't.
You can't say because he was into Girl Scouts. You can't
You're right.
say because he was the head of the Girl Scouts.
You can't say he was in a skirt selling Girl Scout cookies.
Yeah, like you just
Carmen's face. In
Good
town,
night,
take pot.
Dill.
Night, Dill.
Well, I think Jason, your cat is inappropriate. I think
She's
that
like, hey.
Jason, so Rochelle's older brother was, this is where the whole, are you on the lower 48? Are you in the lower 48?
Are you on it or are you
Are you
in it?
it? He was down here.
She was down in on it.
He was not in Alaska going to college. So I'm sure that he saw the writing on the wall that she was going to leave.
He was gyrating around the lower 48. Just hammer time. You know what I mean? All along it.
Something. He's probably the only one on the island that could math or cells and got screwed into the position after the daughter left.
Well, yeah.
You're
Assume the position, I guess they say.
Currently Team Jason, as in Jason is the manipulator. Shinny? That Team Jason? In town, take pot. That's what you got to do. But are you
Upper,
on it
lower?
or in
Thank
it?
you. I don't know.
This kind of happened to my old man, but the rink was 2 miles away, not 5 plane trips, which is deeply concerning on a number of levels. Even that isn't a good story. Outselling Girl Scout stuff without his daughter. Whose girls did he borrow? I don't know.
That's what
He was in Juneau for something with the Girl Scouts because he was. I started saying he was big into Girl Scouts and then realized I shouldn't say it that way, and then realized there was no way to say it.
Well, technically, you said it a few other ways, and then it was. I was laughing because you kept saying it different ways, and you're like, "No, wait,
no,
this way," and then no, wait,
Nope.
no, wait.
It was all bad, all bad.
Is that better? That's a vagina.
That is not better. Because what in the world? Take that down right now.
I love how the green dot is where the never
where
mind.
something was.
We're not gonna tell them where that is because the guys will go crazy because then they'll know.
I made to I made sure to make the hole extra bigger because he's 6'5".
Oh my lord.
Wowza.
I have
That looks
no
like
filter.
a toilet seat. Well, you didn't go. Your mind went different place than mine.
You know what? That is a toilet seat. Great observation.
It is.
I don't have any take pot stories, so
I have
Okay.
quite a few.
I've never done that. Yes, Jason is at fault.
Jason's at fault for something. Tell you
Your mind
what.
to those places too. When I said I was in Boy Scouts, I was a Girl Scout because I scouted girls. Oh, wow. I would get really stoned and do a Girl Scout cookie tasting as long as AJ is fine. I can't afford those things. It's like, here's 2 cookies.
Do you have a
$20
favorite
a
Girl
box.
Scout cookie though?
What?
Oh,
Do you have a favorite
Yeah.
Girl Scout cookie?
Thin mints, and they go in the freezer, and nobody better touch them.
and I will tell you, if you touch them, so help you God.
We will probably be on
Well,
trial.
I know that
I would-
from experience.
Well, that's
I
because
would
you
never touch them because I
gave them
hate Thin
away.
Mints.
Oh, you sound like my husband.
I hate them.
Did you tell them about how much y'all pay for that popcorn? Like
I didn't
$20?
pay jack.
You paid what for popcorn?
So Brandon and I were walking out of Lowe's one day, and there was like this little kid and her dad selling I guess Cub Scouts because she was little. And yes, it was a girl. And so she's like, "Do you want to buy some popcorn?" And I had Madison, so I had an excuse to pretend I was paying attention to her. And so Brandon was like, "Sure." And then so I saw some boxes of like microwave popcorn, so I was like, that'd be great because my husband and I will like split a bag of it all the time. Then the
Right.
guy started naming off the prices. And I'm like, I am not paying $20 for some microwave freaking popcorn
Yeah,
that
that's
probably
nuts.
isn't even very good. So Brandon didn't hear what he said. And he's like, "Yeah, I'll take this bag of popcorn." Like, I'm not talking a big bag. I'm talking like bigger than a snack, a single serving size bag of chips, but not like a huge party size bag of chips of popcorn. And it was $25.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Is that made of gold?" And I'm like, "I hope that's good because you're going to eat that in one setting." Insane. Insane. Hey, I like
yeah.
them. I actually don't buy them anymore. But yeah, no, they went in the freezer. Don't touch them because I would make those things last because you only get them like once a year. And I think Carmen and one of her friends were like, "Oh, look, ooh, piece of candy, ooh, Thin Mints," and ate like chowed freaking down. I'm like, "Where's my cookies?" Because I would get like 2 at a time. Like I paced myself. I was very serious about it. And they're like, a whole roll does well, let's put it all down. I was
Don't ever do that hand gesture ever again.
Cheyenne just walked in the room and I'm just sitting here doing this, and she was like, and then she just walked away. She's like, "What kind of streamer you having?"
Good thing she didn't look at the screen at the same time because good lord.
Wow.
all right.
I will say my favorite Girl Scout cookie is the coconut caramel chocolate.
I knew you
Get
were
outta
gonna say
here.
something freaking coconut. Gross.
Get out of here.
I love it.
That's why I had to break spaghetti because of coconut.
Arrested.
Unbelievable.
Arrested.
Carmen, don't even get me started with you straight to jail.
I know your full name. There's a warrant gonna be out for you tomorrow.
Fucking do it. I need a break. Thanks.
It's like, what'd she do? She ate coconut.
Yeah.
A cot, and 3 meals a day. I'm in.
Texas would be like, coconut? Felony.
The Texans would also be like, and we don't have
Well, I
AC.
do like mounds.
Ew.
I do. I
Oh.
grew up on them. Mounds and Almond Joy.
What's up?
Just like, I got you, bitches. It's like, I got you.
Huh.
Gotta love Shy. She just jumps in at the absolute
Not that kind of party.
amazing moments.
What's up,
I mean,
dear?
it could be,
It
but
could be, but
not
it's
right
not.
this second.
It's not right this second because I'm calling it. I'm sticking a spork in it, and it's done.
How
Are you-
far are you sticking the spork in?
Well, it's not going in me, but so however far it needs to. How far will it fit?
Go ask Miss Blank.
You go
At least a medium-sized carrot worth.
We'll
At
make
least
sure
enough
it's
for
orange.
some lube and some tongs. And
What was that noise?
that's the sound I imagine it made. It went fat, fat, fat.
Oh,
Yeah, I
let's
grossed
go.
myself out. I grossed myself out with that one.
Yeah, see?
You just made Paultown really happy by making that sound.
Yep. All right. Are you streaming tomorrow?
Yep.
All right. So Carmen is streaming tomorrow. What time?
Am I streaming with you? Because if I am, I need to know.
Yep.
Okay.
What time?
I don't know.
I have to know.
I don't
5
know. It depends if I get out
Oh,
at 4, if I get out
okay.
at 5.
Okay.
So yes, so it will
Message me
be
then.
it will just be a very last minute notification. So I apologize for that because she does have training tomorrow and she doesn't know when she's gonna get out of there. It's hopefully it won't be much later than normal, if at all.
Well,
It should be normal time, like 6 Eastern. But I might be a
all
couple
right. Well,
minutes
if you
late.
want me to start it, I can start it, and then you can jump in.
Yeah,
But you'd
that's
have to
fine.
give me permissions.
Yeah, after we get done with this, I'll swap everything over.
All right. You set it up, AJ, and I'll start it.
It's already in there. It just needs the time and it needs set to public. And just make sure that you grab the right one because there's a couple in there. So it'll be
Heads up. I'm going to grift tomorrow, just so you know.
and it's not for
Not
me.
for you.
So, and because I told her I don't care, she can do whatever she wants about it, but she's gonna have her own. It's got to go to her, otherwise that gets messy, and we're not doing that. So I think, are you doing Zell?
That's all I got.
All right.
Well,
So-
Carmen, you gotta call me so we can talk this.
Yeah, but
All right.
it's gonna go towards my gear. I don't know if you go Google police gear, that stuff is very expensive, and that's what keeps me safe, keeps me coming back to you guys. And I used to have it all, but I didn't think I was gonna get back into this, so I actually gave it to another officer before I moved to Texas, and so now I gotta. Because I wanted him to be safe. It's somebody I went to school with. So now I got to build back up.
They pretty much don't.
They provide a wee bit. Like, these are from them. Not dogging on them. These suck. And it's just, I like to have some of my own stuff because it's the gear I've worked with before. It's a lot more safer. Things like that.
But yeah,
But they don't provide it anymore. It's too expensive.
And most of the time, yeah, they get an allowance. a couple
We
times
don't
a
even
year.
get an allowance.
Oh, you don't even get that anymore. So, and it's, I would say it's not even hardly anything to cover it anyway. So, yeah. But yeah, and you have to have a certain kind of stuff, a certain color. It's like, blah, whatever.
Yeah. So, well, they provided our gear. Yeah, stuff like that, they will. Roadside, they will. I don't work roadside. I work in the jail. They don't provide that stuff.
Yep. So, all right, you guys. So they will just make sure your notifications are turned on. Make sure that you're still subscribed because YouTube does weird things and it will just unsubscribe you for fun.
Yeah, buddy.
So,
Gabby, I gotta charge my phone just a little bit. It's at 4%. Then I'll call you.
No, that's cool. I'm up.
we don't have any
Do
input.
you-
Fine. What time? I don't know. I don't know. You're gonna
I'll
have to.
Whenever I
post
hit
it.
live,
I'm gonna
Actually
I'm
feels
gonna
like
talk
it.
to Carmen. I'll post it in Discord. Don't worry, we'll get it figured out.
we either will or we won't. The 50-50
So-
chance.
And if you aren't part of the Discord, you don't have to be a member or anything to be in Discord. It's a good time. And all I tell people is when they do join the Discord is to probably turn your notifications off because it's a pretty active one. And I don't want you to go crazy because your notifications are just going off all the time. I don't know. Are you?
But if you're not, make sure that you do sub and hit that like and subscribe button, or else coming after you. I'm just kidding. I won't. I'm too lazy.
Thank you, Shenny. Did you see that, Gabby?
What?
What?
Gabby gave me any later donation data tomorrow, or when she gets. Okay, I'll let you know.
Yeah, we'll let you know.
Thanks, Shenny.
Thank you,
appreciate that.
Shanae. Thank you. You rock my socks, shitty.
You rock my sports, City. You rock my
Oh.
sports.
Piece of shit.
Adair heard me say it once, and I mean, he's hooked now. You know, pizza ship.
Dang it. Well, I did not mean to have another 3.5 hour stream, but we did. Only had an hour and a half testimony. So, well, a little bit over.
Yeah. Ships come to sail.
So,
You
Carmen,
know?
write this down. Number 19. I'm ordering Chinese food. Number 20. And number 21.
PF Chang, number order 21.
All tomorrow.
Yeah.
Ready?
Is it all same person?
No.
Exactly.
That's the sound of this trial.
It really is.
You know.
Well, you keep doing 30-minute intros. I did not.
It was 27.
Recapping. Thank you.
Good Lord.
Leave a message on Carmen's phone. Ooh, piece of candy.
You know how many times I wake up to that? Ooh, piece of candy. I'm just like,
I called her one day and just was like, I have only one thing to say to you.
she was so serious. She was
So
like,
serious.
Carmen, I only have one thing to say to you. I was like, what did I do? I was like, what is wrong? And she was like, oh, piece of candy, and hung up. I'm like, that little rascal.
Do you know, Lesko, you keep giving me a hard time about the length of my streams. But I did. Remember, Gabby? Remember that one time we did an 11-hour stream? It was great.
Yep.
It was
I remember
great.
that.
But
I mean,
get yelled at
how
for doing a
can
5-hour
you-
stream.
How can you ever forget the 11-hour stream? I'll never forget that because I was there the entire, pretty
Me
much
too.
12 hours.
Me too. I never even got up from my chair.
I cleaned my entire house, made dinner, lunch, breakfast, did my entire laundry and everything within those
I
12
don't want
hours.
to hear it again if I do a 5-hour stream. Don't want to hear it.
Well, it's because
Carmen.
I'm trying to keep these shorter so that on
Yeah.
replay they're easier for people. So
Exactly. That's why you be hearing it.
That's right.
Stick a fork in it.
Yep, and at my age, I know. That was one of the longer ones, but we did 10. And then Carmen and Gabby told, because I think the Jesse Kraszewski one, where it was her sentencing, and we were watching another one, you and Carmen told dad jokes.
We did. That was our shtick back in the day. Well, it was
Yeah.
like in between breaks, you know, we'd
Yeah.
say
They were at
shitty
lunch,
jokes.
I think.
Yeah.
They were at lunch, and it took for freaking
Lunch
ever.
or like,
And I was like,
verdict
okay.
watch.
It's like, I'm done with the dad jokes, and somebody just random types in, I'm enjoying them.
Someone randomly comes in and just like, ages like FML. Why did you have to say that in chat? Because they were like, oh, they like it, AJ. And we just kept going. She was like, "Ugh, I can't stand you people.
But I didn't have anything else to do, so it didn't matter. Did not matter. So
Our
these
dad
guys,
Whoever
jokes are
likes
the
dad
best.
jokes.
see,
Yep.
Frank is so sweet. Look younger every day.
Hey,
Well,
Oh,
obviously I
that's-
had Zach
that's
as a
my
side piece
mother.
before then, because that was this weekend marks my 2-year anniversary, and it marks my 1-year anniversary from having my back surgery and not being in awful pain anymore.
That's
'Cause last year
awesome.
at this time,
Wait.
I couldn't even stream.
I remember this.
Was your back surgery because of Zach or my dad?
Can't tell.
Oh,
I feel like it was a horse's fault.
It could have been. I think it was Carmen's
But
fault. So.
I mean, I don't want to presume what your
Keep it
mom
in the
calls
family.
your papa.
Yeah, remember that story we were telling you before we started, Gabby? Those
That's
people
where we were.
at the horse thing.
Oh,
where we were.
gotcha. All right. Yeah. I was going to be like, wait, way back when I asked you who the hell Spencer was, and then I found it was a town, the name of a town in your
Place.
actual state. I was like, wait, who the heck is Spencer?
You know, Spencer. Yeah,
Spencer.
that's
like,
just Spencer.
Spencer. Hey.
All right. I'm
All
going.
right.
Going to bed.
Oh my gosh. It's 9:30 your time.
Yeah, 2 days in a row.
Wow.
Wow. She's going to be exhausted.
You're gonna have to tell your doctor about this.
I can call y'all at although whoever, I think I saw you on Discord this morning. I'm like, you either haven't gone to sleep or you were up at way early, because it was like 3:30 in the morning your time.
You know what? I kind of get it, though. I've been having those nights lately.
Yeah, go to sleep, Frank.
Shinny, are you streaming? We can redirect.
I don't think so. She usually streams during the weekends.
Oh, I don't know. I just saw
I mean,
something.
she could be, but I don't think she is.
Sorry, Pedal Town. I don't mean to turn off your joy.
Well,
You went to bed after that. I hope so, because it's late. There's Chloe.
That little muffin.
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 Okay, for realsies.
All right.
I'll see you guys.
Toodles.
I will see you guys on Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern time. These guys will see you tomorrow.
Get ready for the show.
Don't know what time. Also, I can't wait until you see Brian Radel tomorrow, because I have seen him. I will have to watch on replay your reaction.
Did he darken his unibrow? Is that why you're giggling?
I don't know. But tune in and find out. And enjoy these two tomorrow, and I will see you guys back on a Thursday. So have a great night.
Peace.
See you guys all later.
Bye.
Bye.
Automatically in love is kinda uncanny. Click, like, subscribe, ooh, piece of candy. Looking for my spotlight, chasing my vibe. Still looking for my credibility online. Ooh, hot mannequin love, candy on the floor, don't pick it up. Chasing all the clicks, chasing all the views. Credibility's hiding, but I'm bringing you the news. Every little scroll is a mystery, but you stuck around, watch the show with me. Laughs and chaos, that's how we roll. Drop a comment down below before you go. Every little scroll is a mystery, but you stuck around, watch the show with me. Laughs and chaos, that's how we roll. Drop a comment down below before you go. Ooh, hot mannequin love, candy on the floor, don't pick it up. Looking for my credit, but I'll take your